on the highway in the bypass, a big truck T-boned the silver SUV. They had the road shut down.
Oh,
So
gosh.
I sat there 15 minutes. I thought, well, if I go home now, I won't make it back in time. So I just came on back. They didn't die, though. It's a miracle. And another bad thing, I wore this shirt. It's kind of Upperman.
Just
Hey, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Livingston Academy as we have volleyball action for you tonight. A big district matchup with the Livingston Academy Lady Wildcats playing host to Upperman. Craig Cantor with you, being joined by a person that will be very familiar to you, Allie Qualls. Allie, thank you for coming over and helping us out.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
This big rivalry night. Anytime these two get together, this JV game, it's going to be kind of misleading because as this game goes along, the crowd's going to fill up, isn't it? What was it like playing against Upperman, especially here at home?
This is one of my favorite games of the year for sure. Most of the time we were their number one and two in our district, so it was always fun to come out here and have a matchup just like this.
And you didn't play a lot of JV, I don't guess, because you came in and just almost started right off the bat, didn't you? So what about these JV games? Talk about how they are for the kids that don't get they're just kind of starting out.
Well, yeah, I didn't get to play any JV, but it was always great for the girls that did. It really gave them experience on the floor when they didn't have the opportunity to do it later on.
Livingston only 6 dressed tonight as they'll serve first. Upperman will hit that one. Pendergrass with the pass over to Ford to take it across. As I think they've changed numbers, so I'm glad I was here last night. That is Kate Ford there, number 1. Also out there, number 4, Bella Burns. Number 19, Adriana Romines. Number 3, the Lady Wildcats. And that is Tatum Pendergrass. She's changed numbers from 21. Number 8 is Maddie Hall. And also number 0 is Callie Pierce. There's a point for Upperman. Let's get the starters for Upperman. Madison Ellis is number 3. Number 4 is Lana Smallwood. Number 10, Christy Jo Randolph. Number 12, Adriana Hayes. Number 17, Shayla Burchett. Number 22, Addison Thigh. And number 30, Bailey West. That's including the libero. And they do change those in and out. That's what you played. That's kind of a complicated position, isn't it? It kind of confuses a lot of people.
Yeah, it's very complicated. A lot of times when people ask me, I just feel like defense. And that's as much as people get most of the time.
There's an ace on the serve from Ella Petty that's in there now for the Lady Bees. And that's the toughest thing. Got to communicate on that serve, especially. And if it's anywhere in the middle, somebody's got to take charge, don't they?
Yes, communication is the most important thing with serves, too. That and confidence.
Pierce will shoot that one across in 2. Upperman able to play it up, though. Now Hall to Ford. Pierce again. That one's off the net. Played by Upperman. They'll set in the middle, swinging away as West, and she hits it out of bounds. So a point for Livingston Academy as they get that one back. And that's kind of what you see as you get older. More of the bump, set, and spike game. In this one, it's more just kind of get it over sometimes, isn't it?
Yes, a lot of times it just seems to be hitting it around. As much as that happens in a varsity game, it definitely starts to clean up.
Pierce with a pretty good serve. Upperman gets it across. Pierce now to Romines in the middle to Ford. She'll try to catch the back corner, but hit it too long, just trying to place that one. Couldn't do so, and the point will go to Upperman, and the serve will go to Upperman.
Yeah, that was a good look for her to hit that back corner.
Shayla Burchett to serve now for the Lady Bees. She is the libero wearing the different colored jersey. Livingston only 6 dressed, as we said, so they don't have any subs to bring in. Burns can't handle that one. It's a point for Upperman as that pass just a little too difficult for Burns to handle. Burchett to serve once again. Upperman dressed in the gold. Livingston, the white. Tries to drop that one just over the net. And you're too young to remember, but back in the day when it hit the net and kind of ticks over, that's still a point now. Back then, that didn't count. That changed everything in the way this game is played.
I'm definitely glad that was not a rule when I was playing.
I remember doing some years ago back in the 90s. It'd take 3-4 hours to play a set sometimes. Ford serves that one into the net. So the point goes to Upperman. They lead it 6-3 here in set one. Best 2 out of 3 to win the game here, as Upperman going to get Emery Huddleston into the lineup for the first time. Also checking in, Ashlyn White coming in for the Lady Bees. Huddleston to serve. Plays it back row to Pierce. That's right on top of the net, and it doesn't get to the other side as they tried to play it right there on the top. And boy, those hitters' eyes just widen when they see that, don't they? They get that right on top of the net, a chance to get a good, clean kill. Hall pops that one up out of Pierce. Pendergrass will take it to the far side, but hits it out of bounds. And one good thing about them, they appear to be using a whole lot of fundamentals, Livingston Academy. That's what you're trying to do in the JV game, is just to learn. And those bump passes, that's one of the toughest things to learn.
It is, and if you can really start getting those to where you need to get them, the rest of it comes so easy.
That's what we talked about right there, that little touch over the top of the net, just dropping in for the ace, and that can confuse you when it doesn't. You never know what's going to happen to it. It may go straight up in there or anything when it hits that net that way. Pendergrass takes it across. She's dug by Huddleston. They'll pass it outside for the spike. Burns diving after it, can't get it. That's Lana Smallwood with the kill for the Lady Bees, and they move in front 10-3 here in set one.
There's a very good off hit placed real short on that spiking line.
Best 2 out of 3 in this matchup. Hall out of Pierce. Romines free ball here for Upperman as they'll try to set with Huddleston. Taking it across is Randolph. Hall now to Romines. In the middle, Pendergrass. She'll hit back row, and unable to handle it is Shayla Burchett back there. So Tatum Pendergrass, she's the biggest player out there for Livingston Academy. They set her in the middle, and she goes back row to get that kill. Bella Burns stepping out to serve now for Livingston. That one played by Burchett. Now that little push right on the back line, and they're going to call that in, and it was, as a pretty play by Lana Smallwood. But that's one you take a chance when you do that, because they can call that catch there, can't they?
Yes, you've really got to have some good hands to keep a strong push like that.
That went 30 feet. It hit right on the back line, 32, 33 feet with that one. She'll step out to serve, will Smallwood. Good serve and ace right there. Nobody touching it on that power serve from Smallwood.
Just like I said, communication and wanting to go get that ball is the most important part of serve receive.
Smallwood puts them up by 8. Another good serve. Pierce takes it across. Free one at the net, and the net going to be called on Livingston's Pendergrass going up there trying to block Christy Joe Randolph, and that serve got it started. Pierce with the pass right on top of the net, and there was one of those free ones for the Lady Bees.
Yeah, it's definitely hard for a middle to work with, trying to go up against a ball like that.
Back row, Pierce with the two-hand pass. Now she'll take it over on the bump, played there by Burchett. They'll set outside to White. She plays it back row to Hall, and that one across to the Upperman side. Free ball here, but they hit it in the net with Christy Joe Randolph. Tried to reach back a little bit, and that one a little behind her. She couldn't do much with it.
Yeah, it looked like a little miscommunication between the setter and that middle hitter.
Adriana Romines to serve now for Livingston. 13-5, the Lady Bees leading here in set one. Diving effort by Burchett. Good hands by the official over there on top of the ladder as he makes that catch. Romines with an ace for Livingston Academy. Trying to work their way back in this one. Back row. Upperman will pass to Huddleston. She'll take it across, but a catch going to be called on Upperman. And that double contact, they had 8 or 9 of those last night, and that's kind of what was happening.
And also with that, she stepped a whole foot over the line, which most people, you can step 1 foot, but it's as soon as that foot completely crosses that line.
Under the net, what you're talking
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. That's why you're here. To take care of it. Randolph to serve for the Lady Bees. Played by Ford. Hall. That one just bounces over the net. They'll set in the middle to West. This one over the top of the net, and that'll drop in for a hit. Wasn't a clean kill for Bailey West, but it gets the job done and gets the point for the Lady Bees to move them back in front by 8, 15-7. Christy Jo Randolph to serve once again. Good serve. Romines will take it across. About the only thing she could do with it. Huddleston now will pass to wide, and that's the catch called again right there. The double contact just settled too deep into the hands that time of Ashlyn White.
A lot of rotation on the ball. It's hard not to call.
Pendergrass to serve here for the Lady Wildcat. Plays it back row, popped into the air. Huddleston will set outside. West going to the left hand to tap it over, and that's a good decision right there by Bailey West. There was nothing else she could do with it. Just had to use that left hand to tap it over the top of the block to the open floor.
Very smart decision with the set that close to the net, giving you an off-speed hit. It's hard to cover.
Addison Pye checking in, number 22. Number 12, Adriana Hayes will check in. Burns takes that one across in one, popped up by Burchett. They'll set back with Pye, and that one going to be killed there by Upperman. I think that was 22. Oh, that is 12 on the spike. Hayes there to get that one. Pretty good set combination there by the Lady B.
Yeah, that was a good set hit right there in a good spot because we didn't have anybody in that back corner.
Romines trying to make the pass. Can't control that one, so this serve getting tough once again. Head coach Christy Jenkins, assistant coach Hannah Hammonds for the Lady Wildcats. As this one played by Romines to Pierce, and that one long by Ford and out of bounds. Upperman coached by Barbie Cook. Laura Canada is the assistant coach, but she's in charge of the JV team as Coach Canada there for the Lady Bees. With that, they move ahead 19-8, and they're going to bring another new player in, Alyssa Williams, going to check in for the Lady Bees. Addison Pye to serve. Back row Burns. Ford will set Hall. That one played up by Upperman right to the net and into the net. On that pass is nobody ready to attack there at the top of the net. And Livingston will get the point and the serve back. Stepping out to serve will be Maddie Hall for the Lady Wildcats. And she got this serve, this game started with her serve, so Livingston's seen everybody serve now tonight. Burchett with the pass to Pye. Back row hit right into the net by Alana Smallwood. Hit it down like that, you're getting on top of the ball, aren't you, and taking it down over the top of the net.
Yeah, she let that set get a little bit too far in front of her, but it's a good look to always be attacking at the row.
Hall serves in the back row. Burchett now to Pye. They'll set outside to Hayes, and Hayes will hit into the net. So a couple of unforced errors by the Lady Bees on the last couple of serves by Livingston. Gets the Lady Wildcats a couple of points, and Hall to serve again quickly. Back row, this one played by Williams to Pye, and Pye, the catch going to be called. Another point for Livingston Academy as they're rallying a little bit, taking it to 7 now at 19-12.
A few missed hits like that can definitely lead to the slowdown of the other team, lose a little bit of confidence.
Hall just misses on that serve, just out of bounds. The Lady Bees set to serve once again as they'll see Alyssa Williams step out to serve here for Upperman. Williams, back row to Hall. Pierce to Ford. She'll play it across. Back row Burchett. Pye now sets in the middle to West. Blocked by Ford. Popped up by Pye, but they'll call the catch on Pye. First kill, first true good kill we've seen tonight from either one of these teams.
Yes, for sure. Everybody up there attacking on that net. It always looks so good and so fun.
Kate Ford, the kill there for the Lady Wildcats as Pierce now to serve. Back row Burchett to Pye. Bump set to West. West hits it back row and in for the point. A good cut right there, and that's an art that a hitter has to learn early, be able to cut around the block and play it on the line.
Yes, that was a very good look and a very good spot where we had nobody.
Painting that line is Bailey West, and now Upperman going to get Shayla Burchett out to serve again. West going to sit down. It'll be Christy Jo Randolph coming in to replace her. I've got a discussion with the referee there. Not sure what that is. Everybody seems content. Coach Canada's laughing about it, so that's a good thing, whatever it was.
Always good when somebody's smiling.
Yep. Pierce tried to get to Burns, but couldn't control that one.
Just a little bit of miscommunication there, but got to go after it.
Burchett stepping out to serve. Deep in the back row to Pendergrass. Or rather, Hall tried to save it, takes it over the net. The net's going to be called on Livingston as Ford trying to tap that one, just backing up, got into the net. And the point's going to go to Upperman as it'll be Burchett stepping out to serve once again. 23-13. They're 2 points away from set one. As Pendergrass to the net, and Burns can't get to it to play it out of there. That initial pass sometimes is the one that really makes everything go. It
makes or break everything. Can't do anything that got a good pass.
Set point here for Shayla Burchett. Back row Hall to Romine. She'll tap it over off the block. It's going to be played up and played across by Smallwood. Hall now to Romines. Pierce will hit it. Dug back in the back row by Phi. Tapped across now by Randolph. Pierce diving after it. Romines can't pull it out of the net. And Upperman comes away with the win in game one, or in set one, as the Lady Bees get the win, 25-13.
Hello friends, I'm L.G. Puckett with Puckett's Pond. I'm a professional numismatist and a 60-year member of A&A. I'm a strong buyer and collector of coins, gold, silver, and precious metals. If you want to buy, sell, trade, or pawn, then come on in and visit my money museum. It's in the back of Puckett's Furniture. I've got a free gift for the kids, and I'm ready to serve your precious metal needs. At Puckett's Pond, 1125 West Main Street in Livingston.
Come on down.
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
Protecting the newest Overton County residents. Livingston Regional, named one of the state's best award winners for its work at reducing infant mortality. The BEST Award focuses on the importance of breastfeeding, early elective delivery reduction, and safe sleep for Tennessee babies.
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
Getting ready for set two here in this matchup between Livingston Academy and Upperman. And I'll ask you this question since you've played forever. What are they called? When you win a game, I assume. But when you win what we just played right there, what is that called?
So pretty much you can call them games or sets. And your total game, so your 2 out of 3 or your 3 out of 5, is a match.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like tennis.
Okay. So I've been messing it up all these years.
Well, people get it.
So this, we're going to still stick to the game just because it's me.
Game, match.
People understand
set.
it more, I think. Upperman going to get back to serve. Ella Petty back in there for Lady Bees. They're going to also get out there. Shayla Burchett, Addison Phi, Lana Smallwood, Bailey West, and Adriana Hayes. Livingston with Ford, Hall, also Burns, Pierce, Pendergrass, and Romine. Same 6 for Livingston. We said only 6 dressed for the Lady Wildcats. So they won't have any subs here in this one. It'll be Petty to get this one started here. Back row, Pendergrass to Pierce. Taps it across. Played up by Upperman. They'll be called for the double contact, though, as Lana Smallwood. It wasn't really a spike, so it's not a block, so that's what caused the double contact, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Got him a little off bounce, and she was going to go for the push, but didn't get both hands on it.
Maddie Hall stepping out to serve for the Lady Wildcat. Back row Burchett takes it across to Ford. Dug by West. That's right on top of the net. Ford will tap it over again, and Upperman can't get it back across. So Kate Ford playing well there at the net on that one to get a spike there again for the Lady Wildcats.
Yeah, really working hard in the net.
All with Livingston leading 2-0 here in set 2. New player out there for Upperman is West. Dug in the back row by Hall. Pierce bump set to Burns, swinging away, but gets that one in the net. Over there on the set was number 3, Madison Ellis, back in there for Upperman. As Burchett going to step out to serve. Now you played back row. What are you looking at on the serve here when you're trying to play that one? As Hall, how's that one go off her hands?
Well, I'm definitely watching who is up there. Now, the first go around you might not know, but people tend to serve the same every single time. So I read who it is, and I position myself to where I think the ball might go, but I'm always ready to go somewhere else.
Burchett serve now for Upperman. That one goes into the net. Put Livingston back in front by 1, 3-2. As Pierce will step out and serve. Calla with Lady Wildcat. Plays that one right in the middle of the floor. Burchett to Phi. Outside now to Smallwood. Back row, Pendergrass can't get to it. You're going to think he's going to ask me a ton of questions before this night is over, but another one. Why? Tell me the reasoning behind moving in the service area now that you can go all over the back line to serve. Like Pierce there moved to the middle of the floor. What is the reasoning behind that, do you think?
Mostly preference or trying to place the ball. A lot of people spot serve. I like to spot serve. And it can just help you get to the ball or get the ball in a better place on the floor. It's just preference.
Emory Huddleston with the ace there for the Lady Bees to move them back in front by 1, 4-3. Pierce will take that one across in 1. Huddleston will pop it up to Burchett. Bump pass over to number 20. That is White taking it across. Romine set in the middle of the forward, very close to the net. Plays it off the block of Randolph. They'll set outside for the hit by Smallwood, and Smallwood off the top of the net down for the kill.
Balls coming off the net like that are so hard to read, but Cal went for that one. It was just hard to, right in the middle of the floor.
This one back row, Pendergrass to Burns. Now Pierce will take it across on the bump, played up by Smallwood. They'll set outside to Smallwood again. Hall with the good pass to Romine, set in the back row to Pierce, who takes it deep to Burchett. Now Huddleston back set, pretty play there as they went with the back set to Ashlyn White, who tapped it to the open floor. A little misdirection there by the Upperman Lady B.
Yes, and off hit's very hard to get, and there was no communication right there, and that makes it even harder.
Huddleston, back row Hall. Romines will go get it. Pierce will take it across. Burchett can't dive after it. And that's a pretty good play there on that bump, able to put something on it. Taking it
very
across the net.
good free ball. There's no better way to catch the defense on unexpected hits like that. You don't expect a ball to come over so fast.
And it's got a dime to it. It's just a little English on it. It goes across the net and then just drops.
Yes.
Ford serves that one into the net. So that extends the lead back to 3 at 7-4. Big matchup coming up later on. Coach Jenkins expecting a big crowd here tonight for this 6 o'clock varsity matchup coming up. Serve here, the back row Pierce pops it up, and that's something that comes into play in a lot of different areas around here. Well, not so much anymore because most schools have got those really high gyms now, but here at Livingston, that's a tough thing. You got to learn to play the roof, don't you?
And it can help you and it can hurt you. Balls like that coming off fast, that just hurts.
Smallwood, the back row to Ford. She'll take it across, played up by Upperman. They'll tap it, and net call going to go against Livingston Academy as they've got the Lady Wildcats in the net, and it'll be Smallwood with another point on her serve to extend the lead back out to 5 now at 9-4.
Looks like Pendergrass just got her hand hung at the top.
Smallwood, deep serve, too long on that one. Good decision there by Ford, letting it go overhead without trying to touch it. The point and the serve go to the Lady Wildcat. Bella Burns stepping out to serve here for Livingston. So
Lets that one drop for a reserve.
So what is the rule there?
So if you throw it up and you catch it and don't hit it, that's a point. So you've got to let it hit the floor and kind of reset.
Pendergrass with the kill there for the Lady Wildcats on that one. Is that right on top of the net? And Tatum able to get to it for the kill for Livingston and cut the lead down to 3 at 9-6. Burns to serve once again. Back row they go to Burchett. Pass now to Huddleston. She'll set in the middle to White. This one dug by Burns. Hall, that one goes across, but Upperman is there, but dug by Pierce. They'll set outside to Hall. She'll tap over the block in the back row to Smallwood. Now they'll set in the middle. Good dig there by Burns. Then Pendergrass trying to take it across, got in the net. Her momentum carried her forward, and that left arm just got in the net as she was trying to hit it with the right arm. Burns having a good game on her serve, though. Here she's what?
Yeah, she's serving well, very consistent.
I expect us to talk about it and it go in the net, but that's
yeah,
a good
I
thing.
got a little scared.
Pierce there can't get to that one on the kill by Ella Petty. An announcer's curse everybody talks about. Bailey West checking back in. She'll replace Shayla Burchett for the Lady Bees. As Randolph stepping out to serve. The back row to Burns. Pierce. The pass now to Romine. Free ball for Upperman. Huddleston. That's outside to Petty. Back row dug by Ford. Hall now to Burns. She'll take it across on the bump. Played up by Smallwood. Huddleston back set again to White, and she'll find that open spot. Just a little power dink there, and sometimes those are more effective than the actual kill because you can just take it over the top of that block.
Definitely, and when you stand back on your heels as a back row player, a dink is deadly.
Serve here by Randolph. This one goes into the net. The lead cut back to 3 at 11-8. As Ford, no, it's going to be Romine stepping out to serve for the Lady Wildcats. I guess they've got 4 freshmen out there, does Coach Christy Jenkins. Burchett can't handle that one. Ace there for Romines for the Lady Wildcats. Cut the lead down to 2 now at 11-9. Romine deep in the back row. White will make the pass to Pierce. Pendergrass going to try to catch that back line and just misses by about a foot. Trying to just cup the hand to get it to drop in. Just a little too much power on that one from Tatum.
Yeah, it was definitely a good look. Just need to flick that wrist over.
Addison Pye coming in to serve. She'll serve it for the Lady Wildcat or the Lady Bees. Lady Wildcats Hall will receive. Pierce now to Pendergrass. That one blocked and down. Good block there by Bailey West. We talk about taking charge. You can see Calla Pierce right there take charge on that second pass, couldn't you?
Yes, it's definitely a setter's job to go get that ball, and that's what she did. She called her right off of it.
Hall will pop this one up in the air. Romines. The pass now to Pendergrass. Oh, that's a good spot. That's pretty right there. I don't know if she meant to, but that's about as good as you could find that open spot.
Yes, it definitely is a good-looking free ball.
Tatum Pendergrass able to get that one and earns herself the serve here for the Lady Wildcats. Tatum just over the net. Popped back up by West. Taken back across by Ford. That's back on the Livingston side. Hall will play it. Back row to Burchett. Now Pye going to set outside to Petty, and Petty will hit it long for the point for Livingston. So the Lady Wildcats on a little bit of a roll now here in this second set.
You're definitely being a lot more aggressive in this set.
Tatum Pendergrass to serve once again for Livingston. Trying to cut this to 1. Pye right at the net. Going to set outside. That one dug in the back row by Romines. Ford outside to Hall. She'll hit it back row to Burchett. Pye now with the back set. That one's off the top of the block. Romines is there. Pierce now with the pass to Ford. Taps over the top and down. Kate Ford learned a little bit from Upperman, taking that little power dink over the top and finding that open spot.
Yeah, she did a really good job finding that ball, getting turned around and putting it where she wanted to put it.
Oh, they're going to call a net, though, on Livingston and take that one away. Didn't see that one.
I didn't see that one either.
Net on the Lady Wildcats will give the point to Upperman and the serve back to the Lady Bees with Ella Petty to take it. Petty hits that one right in the net. Maybe a little poetic justice there on that one. Is
Ball never lies.
The ball knows that. Maddie Hall to serve here. Hall. Back row. Played by Ellis. Now pushed across by Smallwood. Tapped up by Pendergrass. They'll set Burns, who goes over the top of the block and is fired up about it, going over the top of the block for the Lady Wildcats. And that's what you love about these freshmen. They love when good things happen.
Yes, when you feel like you do something real good, there's nothing better.
14-13. Livingston a chance to tie this one here in set 2. That one to Phi. Phi coming back outside to Smallwood. Dug by Romines. Smallwood will play it to Phi. They'll set her again closer to the net. They're going to call the catch, and you're nodding your head as it happened. You saw that double contact as well. The good dig, though, by Adriana Romines to be able to dig that hard-hit ball and control it. West with the pass to Phi. Bump set now to Huddleston, and she'll try to hit it on the line. She catches the line on the far side. Good angle there and just got to drop in.
It was a really good spot.
So Upperman goes in front again by 1 as Livingston tied the score at 14. Now a 15-14 Upperman lead with Shayla Burchett to serve. Burchett, the back row, Pendergrass can't get to it, and the point going to go to Upperman. They'll extend the lead to 2 at 16-14. Burchett serve once again. Big matchup coming up in this varsity game in just a little bit. Scheduled to start around 6. Depends on when this one ends. Burns trying to take that one across on the bump. Can't do so, but Livingston's 4-0 on the season. Upperman's 3-2, but you, as they always say, you can throw those records out when these two get together because it's going to be intense and it's always a fun matchup.
Yes, this has always been my favorite matchup of the year.
Burchett, the back row to Hall. That one just kind of handcuffed her there. She got a little too high up on the upper arms instead of the forearms and couldn't control that one. Timeout called by Livingston as the Lady Wildcats take this timeout. Talk about that. Just when you get one that close to you, how do you avoid that? What do you need to do to stay away from those?
You just got to be quick on your feet, take a step back. It's always better to be farther back. It's way easier to go forward than back, and that's a reason I stay pretty far back on the floor and a reason why I fell on the floor a lot.
That's true. You did do that. But I remember, look back to the state tournament team that you played on, and that was during COVID and all of that going on. Had to play those games over at the Baptist Church here in down. Went undefeated over there. Talk about that, having to play at your home away from home and not losing a game over there on that floor.
It was definitely different, but we made that a home for the season that we needed it to be.
That's when I first started doing games on the radio, and that became a fun run right there with you all. And it getting to the state tournament and just that atmosphere. There's nothing like it in any sport to go down there, is it?
No, there's nothing like being up there at MTSU playing on that floor. That was a very fun team.
Of course, Hannah Hammond's coaching there. She was one of the seniors on that team.
She played outside hitter for us.
Shayla Burchett to serve once again for Upperman. Plays this one back row. Romines will pop it up. Burns tries to get to it, but can't do so, as that one just kind of had Adriana where she had to play it. It was too close to not take it. You have to play it to not let it hit that line on you.
Yeah, when they're close, you'd rather hit it and miss it than watch it hit that line.
Burchett to serve once again. Back row, Hall. That one's right on top of the net. Upperman swinging away with Lana Smallwood with that chance of the free one there at the net. Able to get the kill. Wasn't as clean as she wanted as it bounced off the top of the net. But gets the point for Upperman.
A kill is a kill, though.
In the books, they're still recorded the same. Burchett to serve now for the Lady Bees. They're up by 6 again. Deep serve. Romines has it go off her hands and out of bounds for the point for Upperman. They extend.
We've just kind of lost a little momentum halfway through this game.
They extend to a 7-point lead on that. And that's the different servers can change that. A good server can kind of take over a game, can't they?
Yes, it definitely can.
Burchett, back row, Romines to Pierce. Pierce in the middle forward on a good set. She catches the back line, dropping it in. Oh, they are going to call a point. I thought he was pointing net. But that's just that touch right there by Kate Ford to catch that back line.
It was a very good look.
Right off the top of the block, not trying to hit through it. You get to the varsity game, I was talking about it a little bit last night. You've got the power side, which is usually the right side of a volleyball team. This Livingston Academy team, one advantage they have, they've got the hitters on the left side, either Hallie Mosley or Lainey Dishman. Then you've got Cora Copeland on this left side, and that's her strong hand. So really,
Yes.
they can go either way. So that's kind of a big advantage for them, isn't it?
It's a really rare thing to have left-handed hitters, especially through the years. And having Cora over here on this right side really gives us a different weapon.
Pierce, good serve. That goes off of Ellis for the ace for Calla Pierce. Little rotation, little spin on that one. Kind of a knuckleball diving down through there for Calla Pierce.
Serving's a lot like pitching. You can make the ball do just about whatever you want it to.
But it takes a lot of practice to do that.
Yes, lots.
Pierce, the serve once again for Livingston. Good serve again, but that one sails wide on him. Tried to put a little too much on that one and got it on out of bounds on the Upperman side. So the point goes to the Lady Bees, and they go in front by 5 now, 22-17, as Emery Huddleston going to come back in to serve. Huddleston 3 points away from the game as they won. Pierce takes that one across and one, hit right back by White. Played now by Ford, tapping over the top, diving effort by Burchett, taking it across. Now Romines will play it across. That one's on top of the net, and a net going to be called on Ford. Forearms just caught that net when she tried to make the kill there with the two hands, and the point goes to Upperman. Alyssa Williams checking back in. She'll replace Madison Ellis as Emery Huddleston 2 points away from the game. Ford taps it up with one hand, and Burns can't take it across with one hand. That'll set up match point here for the Lady Bees. Got to be a little pressure on you when you get to match point.
Yeah, no matter the score, match point's always got a lot of pressure.
Pendergrass with the pass. Now Hall will take it across. Free ball here for Burchett. Now Huddleston back set to White. She'll hit into the net for the point for Livingston. So they get the serve back and they hold off that match point here as Kate Ford will step out to serve. 24-18. Game one went 25-13 to Upperman. Ford in the back row. Burchett played that one. Went off the roof. Upperman pops it up. There you talked about it. That roof can either be good to you or it can be bad to you, and it didn't work for Upperman that time.
It's definitely a tool.
Ford in the back row. Burchett with the pass now. Played across by Randolph. Back row Pierce to Ford. That's a tough spot, and that's down, and that's the game for Upperman and the match for Upperman as they win Game 1, 25-13, win Game 2, 25-19 to take the match in 2 straight and get the win over the Lady Wildcats, do the Lady Bees. So we'll take a little break here, Allie. We'll be back. We'll have the varsity game coming up in just a little bit as Livingston Academy and Upperman on Overton Events. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a little bit.
Close to home.
Hey guys, this is Jason coming to you from Frontier Chevrolet in Livingston, Tennessee, 2350 Cookeville Highway under new management. That is correct. Under new management here at Frontier Chevrolet. Guys, I want to let you guys know about all of the vehicles that we have on the lot right now. We have a big super savings event going on. And if you haven't noticed, we're giving back to the community. We had a turkey giveaway here on Thanksgiving. Be looking forward again coming around Christmas time. We believe it's going back and helping the community a lot. So we want you guys to make sure you like and share the post. That way everybody gets the opportunity to come up here and get a gift at no cost at all to you.
Hello friends, are you in the market for a new mattress or bedroom suit? Puckett's Furniture is your Tempur-Pedic and Sealy Posturepedic mattress dealer. Take advantage of Puckett's low price guarantee, plus up to 80% off of our Jameson solid latex mattress sets, putting thousands of dollars in your pocket. queen mattresses starting at $599. Come check out our large inventory of solid wood bedroom suits before these ridiculously low prices are gone forever. Financing also available. Puckett's Furniture since 1954. Come on down!
Back here at Livingston Academy, we get ready for this varsity matchup here tonight. The Livingston Academy Lady Wildcats and the Upperman Lady Bees getting ready to play in this opening game in the district for these two teams. Craig Cantrell along with Allie Qualls with you tonight for the call of this one. And kind of like Tennessee and Florida used to start off the SEC in football, this is starting off the two big dogs here on the opening night, isn't it?
Yes, it's an exciting matchup. It's always great to start your season like this, but get somebody so good on your home floor, maybe give you a chance to get ahead in the beginning.
We've been watching them in warm-ups, and both these teams have players that can hit the ball. This is going to be a game where that you're going to, if you can block well, you'll probably have a bigger advantage than the other side.
Yes, blocking is going to be very important in this game because these girls know how to go around them. So if you're not working and moving your block, they're going to kill you every single time.
You were talking about some of these kids that were on that team that you played on, so you know some of these very well. You're talking about the Upperman player. She was a sophomore and won district tournament MVP, number 28, Lila Cade. So she's one that they really have to watch, isn't she?
Yes, Lila Cade, she's really good, super strong hitter for the outside. She really knows how to get up, avoid a block. And then they have Cora Bass over here at libero, and she follows the ball everywhere. She's really good. She's on every ball. And then Mia Moss, I'm not sure what she'll be hitting tonight, but she can definitely hit the ball and super athletic.
Now you look at Livingston Academy. They've got people that have been hitting the ball very well in this 4-0 start for the Lady Wildcats. You look at Lainey Dishman, you look at Hallie Mosley, you look at Cora Copeland. They've got some good power as well.
Yes, we've got a lot of length and height around the net, and all of these girls can jump up and hit the ball. Big
key. And Kinley Webb, she had a little injury back early in the year. She's back, and she's playing well, and that's the key. Livingston's always had a setter that's been able to kind of make – I guess you played setter, didn't you?
Well, early.
Yeah, and then Key came in, Jordan Key came in. But that's the key. That second pass is the one that they've got to make the decision, kind of like the quarterback, isn't it? Where to go and kind of read what the defense is doing.
Yes, it's so important to have a good setter because without a good set, you can't have a good hit.
And the serve, that's going to be key. If unforced errors in the serve in a match like this can cost you, can it? Because if you give 3 points, that's going to hurt you bad.
Yeah, games like this, a serve is necessary to go over. There is no opportunity to let the opponent come in just off of an easy mistake like that.
Livingston Academy dressed in the home white, the blue shorts. Upperman dressed in the gold, the black shorts as the Lady Bees and Lady Wildcats meet there at the center of the net. I kind of miss the old pre-COVID days where they changed benches on each game, but they don't do that anymore after that. And we talked about small crowd for the JV game. It's picking up now as the chairs almost completely full, people moving up into the bleachers here. Early season volleyball, that's a pretty good crowd.
Yes, it's a very good crowd already, and it's barely even game time.
Livingston Academy getting ready to get this one started as you watch the Snow Shack Livingston Academy volleyball matchup here on Overton Events. Happy to have you with us as the Livingston Academy Lady Wildcats will serve to get this one started. Kinley Webb, also Mia Hughes, Sydney Moffitt, Mally Carwile, Cora Copeland, Chloe Jenkins, and Hallie Mosley starting tonight for the Lady Wildcats. For Upperman, it is number 1, Cora Bass, number 5, Taya Dobbs, number 6, Shelby Randolph, number 16, Mia Moss, number 23, Kaylin Stevens, number 28, Lila Cade, and number 30, Bailey West. Livingston is coached by Christy Jenkins. She's assisted by Hannah Hammonds and Christy Hammonds. Upperman is coached by Barbie Cook. She is assisted by Laura Canada, and you talked about it. She's not been here too long, but she's really had an impact on this Upperman program, has Coach Cook.
Yes, they've definitely made a good impact over there. They had a little bit of a down year in about 2020, and they've came back well.
And you look on the other side, Christy Jenkins, she's one of the deans, probably is the dean of volleyball coaches around this area. I think she said she's been here 17 years. It's a long tenure at the school. She's got a state tournament trip as a Lady Wildcat, and that's she's been around, seen a lot of players come through.
Yeah, and in these last few years, she's made some deep runs, mostly sub-state.
Kinley Webb, the serve for the Lady Wildcats. The officials getting everything sorted out. Looks like we don't have a floor official tonight. That could change things a little bit, as only the one official to be up on the steps over there.
It's definitely hard in these fast games for the official up on the podium to be able to see everything going in the net and under that line.
Puts a lot more pressure on the line judges that are just kind of volunteers here as they come out, and he's checking the lineups now as they get ready to get this one underway. They'll let Moffitt get on the floor for Hughes. Livingston playing a couple of freshmen a lot this season. He said they're 4-0. Won last night against Gordonsville. You saw that here on Overton Events. If you haven't seen it, you can go back and check it out in our archives. As Webb waiting for the signal. He still hasn't made it to the top of the steps yet. Now we're ready to go. Kinley, the senior, to get things started for the Lady Wildcats. Webb, first serve, back row is going to be an ace. No, misses long, as that one just misses on that serve from Webb on a pretty good serve, but it looked almost good from up here, but the linesman right there said no.
It was definitely very close.
Shelby Randolph to serve for the Lady Bees. This one played by Webb. Moffitt with the bump set to Copeland off the block. Moffitt is there. Then people waiting for Webb to get there. You talked about it. If she's too far away, somebody else has got to take charge on that, don't they?
Yes, and especially when it's so close to the net like that, with the length of the girls we got, they could just go up and attack.
2-0 Upperman. Randolph to serve once again. Played back row by Moffitt. Webb going to set Mosley outside, reaching back. That one going to be dug in the back row by Bass. Played across. Mosley is there. Webb will pop it up in the air. Can Carwile take it across? Yes, she can, avoiding the rafters.
Play.
Swinging outside is Upperman's Cade, and there you saw it. You talked about it before we got started. She can hit, and she can hit with movement as she cut that one away to the sideline.
Yeah, she's definitely going to be very hard to dig off of a hit without any touches from a block. We're going to really have to work hard, move our hands over, and read where she's going to hit the ball.
And that time she was able to cut it to the sideline without turning the shoulders, and that's tough to deal with.
It's very tough.
Webb sets outside. Copeland taps over the block. There with the dig is Upperman. They'll play it outside. Swinging away is going to be Stevens, and that's off of Livingston Academy and out of bounds for a point for Upperman as they move in front 4-0 early.
A lot of momentum starting off for Upperman.
That little back set there. That's what we talked about, the setter kind of being the quarterback. They have to decide which way they're going. A little soft serve here. Moffitt pops it straight up to Webb. Now in the back row, Carwile swinging away, and that one's in for Mallie Carwile from the back row.
It's a very nice back row attack, something you don't always expect.
Carwile able to drop that one. I tell you what made that happen, though, that dig by Moffitt, just the way that she was able to save it.
That was a great hustle play. She came flying in from the very back. That serve was almost at the spiking line.
And put it somewhere where somebody could do something with it. That's the key to a good dig.
Yes, the number one rule is get the ball up.
Matea Daly in there now with Lainey Dishman for the Lady Wildcats. Her serve going to be played into the net by Upperman Stevens, and a point for the Lady Wildcats as Livingston now bouncing back after that 4-0 start by Upperman. Daly to serve once again. Matea in the back row. Bass will make the pass. Back set again, tried to hit Cade, but I don't think that they were on the same page that time. That back set, Cade, and also there was Moss, and neither one of them went after it.
Yeah, that was definitely a miscommunication.
Daly to serve once again. Good serve here, played in the back row by Moss. Now they'll take it across. Daly will play it. Webb outside. Dishman swinging away. That one's dug by Moss again. Played over and dropped down by Cade.
It was a very smart play by Cade right there. We had nobody covering our short ball.
And she did it with the push, that two-hand push, and avoided the catch. And that's just a great decision. Bass to serve here for Upperman. They move back in front by 2, 5-3 here in set one. Played in the back row by Moffitt. Webb with the bump set. Outside Copeland swinging away. That one's dug by Randolph. Popped up in the air. Oh, that's Randolph. That was number 5 with the dig. There's a block by Livingston, but Upperman gets to it. Dug by Daly. Popped up by Webb. Dishman swinging away. That one goes off Upperman, but Bass is there. Played across by Randolph. Moffitt. Now to Webb. Shoots at tried to get to Jenkins. That's free, and a net call going to go against Upperman, or it's going to go against Livingston, I believe. No, it's on Upperman. It'll go to Livingston Academy.
We're just being so aggressive right now. Almost every pass has ended with a hit.
Mia Hughes checking back in for Livingston. She replaces Sydney Moffitt. Back row, Jenkins serve, played by Cade to Randolph. Now taken across by Bass. Jenkins to Webb. Webb outside Dishman. That one's blocked, but Jenkins
Great
is there.
coverage.
Hughes back to Dishman. Dug in the back row by Dobbs. Bass right on top of the net. Joust there. Cade will pop it up. Dobbs will take it over to Randolph, and it goes in the net. And I tell you, this is a quality level of volleyball that's being played right here in this first game.
Some of the best volleyball over around.
5-5 here as Jenkins with a chance to give Livingston their first lead. Back row, Bass will pop that one up to Randolph. Taken across, but Webb is there. Jenkins, rather Daly with the set to Copeland. Copeland drops it down. Can they save it across? They cannot. Cora Copeland, little dink there over the top of the block.
That was a great decision by Copeland, being off the net like that and just putting it in play.
That's kind of something she's grown into from her freshman to her sophomore year. Last year she tried to pound everything through.
Yes.
Brought that into her game
And
now.
that definitely comes with age.
Jenkins serving once again. Right at the net. Randolph will set Moss. Dug back row by Jenkins. Copeland will take it across on the block. Then Moss will push it across. Jenkins is there. That's on top of the net. Oh, that was close to a net right there on Moss, but it was not, and that will tie it up at 6 apiece now as Upperman going to serve with Lila Cade stepping out to serve for the Lady Bees. And there we talked about the movement. She moves all the way over to this near side to serve.
Yeah, she's got a high thrown jump serve right here coming up.
Delay here, something being said by the official. Cade ready now. Played back row by Daly. Takes it across in one. Moss to Randolph. Back to Moss. Swinging away and hits it out. But you can see the power right there in Mia Moss and the quickness as she just got off the floor quickly.
That's a good look. She was going for line, just put it out a little too far left.
J.C. Garrett coming in for Livingston. She'll replace Copeland to play in the back row. Jump serve from J.C. Bass puts that one right on top of the net. And Hughes is there to spike it down to the Lady Wildcats. The freshman Mia Hughes with a free ball there and takes advantage of it.
There's nothing better than seeing that ball come right over at you.
J.C. Garrett serving once again. Back row, tough play. They'll tap it over with Moss. Popped up in the air. Moffitt will keep it alive. That's off the roof. Dishman will take it across. Moss now to Randolph. Randolph outside Dobbs. That's off the top of the block. Dishman and Moffitt both there. Webb will set Dishman close to the net. That's blocked, but saved by Hughes. Dishman takes it across to Bass. Back set Randolph. Swinging away and finding the open floor is Kaylin Stevens for Upperman. And again, some long rallies between these two in the early going.
Yes, and you'll notice as we're hitting and we're having these touches off the block, that back row defense just starts to seep in, and that's why we're getting burned over our heads.
Caitlin Foster checking in for the Lady Bees. She's got some good size. We're way up. She looks 6'2". As Daly with the pass to Webb. Outside Dishman close to the net, off the block, and down. Laney Dishman pounding that one off the block and getting the point for the Lady Wildcats. Subs coming back in for Livingston as Carwile and Mosley return. Daly and Dishman will sit down. Look at Laney. You don't think about that much power, but she can swing with the best of them.
Yes, over the past few years, she's really gained a lot of power behind her swing.
Carwile with the serve. Upperman takes it across. Moffitt plays that one close to the net. Smart decision by Webb to play it across. Moss will tap it over to Moffitt. Outside, Mosley is blocked. Hughes will set Mosley again. Blocked again by Moss. See, it is Mia Moss just all over the net right now. And you talked about it before we got started, how quickly she gets off the floor, and that's what happened right there.
Yeah, she's very athletic. She has a lot of air time with her block.
Livingston's lead is 9-8 with Moss serving. Moffitt Can Webb get to it? She can, but she can't control it. And that will tie the game at 9 apiece.
With this game right here, it's just going to be a lot of runs back and forth because once you get your momentum rolling, as soon as it stops, that momentum's going for the other team.
Mia Moss to serve once again. Don't think they put the point on the board. Moss, back row to Carlisle. Webb will set Hughes. Hughes reaching back to hit that one, dug by Moss. Now Dobbs on the outside, dug back row by Carlisle. That's close to the net. Webb will take it across, but there's Cade. Outside Cade hitting from the back row, blocked by Hughes. Hughes and Webb both there to roof Lila Cade and get the point for the Lady Wildcats.
It was a really good block over her head where nobody was there to be able to cover.
Sydney Moffitt stepping out to serve again for the Lady Wildcats. Deep serve, back row, played there by a new player, Addison McElhaney, who checked in. McElhaney will take it back row and miss long with that left hand. Well, McElhaney, like you talked about, they'd seen him pull up a little bit. She tried to burn them, but just hit a little long.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Moffitt to serve once again for Livingston. And that one goes into the net. Trying to find that spot in the middle where there's a little open area there in the defense of Upperman. Couldn't do so. And now Taya Dobbs to serve for the Lady Bees. Dobbs into the back row to Carlisle. That's on the other side of the net, though, and Cade is there to take it down. Free ball for Lila Cade. She did just like Hughes did, took every bit of advantage on it and able to score the point to cut it to 1.
Teams like this, you can't overpass.
Taya Dobbs to serve once again. Dobbs in the back row. Garrett goes off her hands and out of bounds. Point going to go to Upperman, and that could be that spin that you get on the ball that's coming off the serve of Dobbs. 11-11 here in game 1, and that service error will give Livingston the point and the serve back. Cora Copeland checking back in for Livingston. She'll replace J.C. Garrett. Kinley Webb to serve for the Lady Wildcats. Plays this one back row. And they can't get the pass up to Moss as McElhaney tries to make that pass. But the point goes to Livingston. Back-to-back points by the Lady Wildcats to extend the lead back to 2 at 13-11. Webb. Cade will play it. The indecision there as Bass and Foster couldn't decide which one was going after it. And maybe that's a situation where they don't have a pure setter out there and that nobody just is expected to go get every one up.
Yes, you can definitely see a lot of discomfort and confusion right now on who's getting that second ball.
Webb. That one just catches the net cord and stays on the Livingston side. The point will go to Upperman. The serve will go to Upperman. Is Foster going to sit down? Randolph will come back in. Also, McElhaney will leave. Checking back in is Stevens. Serve played by Carlisle. Right to Cade. Dug by Carlisle. Tapped up by Mosley, but she can't get to it. And you got to cover up sometimes when you get those like that to Lila Cade.
Yes, we just need to back our passing up just a hair.
Shelby Randolph serving to try to tie it. Webb now to Moffitt. That passes on the Upperman side. There's a swing and a kill for the Lady Bees, Kaylin Stevens. Stevens with some power on that far side. We talked about the strong side and weak side with Cade, whichever side she's on, the strong side. So if you got support on the other side, you're going to be pretty good.
Yes.
And that one goes into the net off the serve of Randolph to move them back in front, or move Livingston back in front by 1, 15-14. Mosley and Carlisle will sit down. Daly and Dishman come in replacing them. Coach Jenkins got a pretty big rotation here this year for the Lady Wildcats. Plays 10.
Yeah, definitely using a lot of players. Makes it hard on the opponent.
Cade blocked by Jenkins. Tapped up by Moss, but she can't control it. Oh, Christy Jenkins with the roof there on Cade for the Lady Wildcats. And Livingston with a big defensive play. Daly to serve once again. 2-point Livingston lead. Daly in the back row, Bass. Now to Randolph. High set. Moss swinging away and down. Oh, that's tough right there. When you've got to wait that long for it to come down, there's a lot of stuff going through your mind, isn't there?
Yes, a back row attack, I would think it's one of the most scary things to do, but one of the most dangerous tools that you can use.
Bass to serve now for Upperman. Back row, Daly. Webb will hustle to save it. Moffitt will take it across. Moss to Randolph. Back set, they go to Stevens, and she pounds it through the block and down as Kaylin Stevens with the kill for the Lady Bees.
Got right in between that block, just enough for it to fall right by next to him.
Bass to serve once again, try to move Upperman in front. A little softer serve here. Daly will get to it. The only place she's got is across the net. Dobbs to Randolph, outside Cade. That one is going to be in for the point for Upperman. Was it touched?
Yes, it was touched. I think Kinley Webb did not see the touch, so she left that one.
Yeah, both of the floor officials saying it was touched, and the point goes to Upperman, and they do take the lead now, 17-16 here in game one. Bass, back row to Webb. Moffitt, outside Copeland, off the net. Dug by Dobbs. That one's right at the net. Played across by Stevens, but out of bounds. There's a little indecision again as it's so close to the net. Talk about the passing on this side, because they're kind of getting a little gun shy with those close to the net.
Yes, they are starting to get a little more uncomfortable going up and getting those.
Jenkins to serve. Chloe in the back row, Bass. Tough pass. Randolph will save it. Cade will tap it over. Tapping it up is Hughes. Will go across. That's blocked by Hughes. Hughes blocking Stevens as she recovers to get there to shut that down for the Lady Wildcats.
That was a great play by Dishman, just getting that up, and it happened to put it in a bad spot, but Hughes went up and protected that.
Jenkins to serve for Livingston. She'll play it back row to Bass. Popped in the air. Dobbs going to be a free ball for Livingston right at the net. Didn't come across. Livingston with 3 straight now for the Lady Wildcats to move them in front by 2, 19-17. As
You can definitely feel the shift back and forth.
Jenkins to serve once again. Back row, Dobbs to Randolph. Cade hitting from the back row, dug by Webb. Hughes will tap it across. Cade going to set Randolph. Back set Stevens, blocked. Popped up in the air by Randolph. Dobbs will keep it alive, trying to push it across is Moss, but can't do so.
That was a great block, and Upperman did everything they could to keep that up, but they just couldn't get a handle on it.
Livingston's lead is 3, 20-17. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsors for making tonight's broadcast possible. Muscle Factory, Exit Rocky Top Realty, Frontier Chevrolet, Walnut Grove Church of Christ, EB Gray Jewelry and Gifts, Willow Grove Marina, Lucky Red Stables, Wascon Incorporated, Maynard's Auto Sales, R&M Family Pharmacy, Farmers Insurance, Rick Savage, Overton County News, Physical Medicine Center of the Cumberlands, Livingston Family Healthcare, Livingston Dairy Queen, Bullseye Security, Livingston Regional Hospital, First Church of Livingston, Gary Maxwell Insurance, Jerry's IGA, Highway Tire, Puckett's Furniture, Milton Rains and Family, People's Bank and Trust Company, Farley & Sons Construction and Excavation, Farm Bureau Insurance, Highway 111 Deli, Livingston Dance Studio, and Smith's Septic Service, our sponsors here on Overton Events. So the timeout taken by Upperman. Do timeouts really help stop momentum in volleyball? I know basketball, sometimes it can really change it, but what about volleyball?
Volleyball is definitely more of a mind game, so I feel like a timeout in volleyball is necessary sometimes to kill a run.
Jenkins trying to keep the run going for Livingston. Tough serve, Dobbs to Randolph. Randolph outside Cade, blocked again. Oh, that is Hughes again with Dishman. Mia Hughes, welcome to Livingston Academy Volleyball.
These blocks for Cade, she's getting up here and hit the ball so hard, but our blocks are so big from these lanky girls that they're coming off just as fast as she's hitting it.
Jenkins to serve once again for the Lady Wildcats. 4-point Livingston lead here in game one. Jenkins, back row, Bass. That's close to the net. Randolph will set it right on top of the net. She got under the net when she did. That first pass just kind of pulling Randolph closer to the net each time, and that time that shoulder got into it when she tried to make that set. Jenkins, the serve once again. Chloe, back row, Cave. Randolph with a bump set to save it. Stevens will take it across. Back row, dug by Daly. Webb going to set Dishman. Pretty look, pretty hit. Dug though by Upperman, played up by Dobbs. Free ball for Livingston. Moss will tap it to Webb. Now Daly sets Dishman off the net. Dug back row by Dobbs. Randolph will set outside Cade. Little power dink there, and that's just veteran play right there over the top of the block.
Cade's really showing her experience right now, knowing that our girls are ready for her to swing, and she just knows right when to dink it over our heads.
Lila Cade the serve, trying to get them back into it. That serve tried to be pancake played there by Daly, just couldn't get to it. That's one of those, you talked about the high serve, then it just dies when it comes across the net, just like it's diving to the floor.
Yes, these top spin serves, they will duck on you faster than you are ready to.
Lila Cade to serve once again, a 3-point Livingston lead. Played back row by Webb. Copeland. Daly will take it across. Free ball for Upperman. Bass to Randolph. Better pass there. They'll set Dobbs over the top of the block. Webb with the dig. Moffitt bump set behind her to Dishman, and it's going to be blocked by Upperman. It's a pretty bump set over her head right there by Sydney Moffitt. And Livingston wants a timeout. Lady Wildcats will call it here in game one with Livingston leading 22-20. Let's take a 30-second break here and be back with the serve in just a moment. The timeout. Livingston's lead is 22-20. Lila Cade trying to bring Upperman back on the serve. Cade serving to the far left of the service box. That jump serve, back row Daly off the roof. Moffitt able to save it. Dishman will take it across to Bass. Randolph. And a little tap over by Upperman. Moffitt to Webb outside Copeland. And she caught the line. Right in front of the line judge, said it was dead in the corner for the point for Livingston Academy.
That was an amazing look by Copeland. Everybody was expecting her cross hit, and she's put it straight down the line.
Cora will sit down. J.C. Garrett will come in for Livingston. Lady Wildcats 2 points away from set one here in this matchup. Garrett, Bass, tough play there as they set Cade to hit in the back row. Daly will dig it right at the net. Moss quickly up to hit that one. The roof may help here. Moffitt keeps it alive. Dishman takes it across, but takes it out. That's one of those chances where I thought, hey, the roof's going to save us right here, but it didn't.
It definitely did help.
Gave him a chance as Kaylin Stevens to serve as the game is down to 2 here in this first set. 23-21 Livingston. Stevens. Back row to Daly. Webb. Now to Dishman. Free ball for Upperman. Plays it deep back row to Bass. Now Foster back in. Moss, little power dink. Dug by Webb. Moffitt back set to Dishman, who pounds it off the block for the point for the Lady Wildcats to set up set point for Livingston.
Dishman used that block really well. They weren't completely together, and she put that ball right through.
She winds that arm up and gets that momentum going. It has some power behind it. And now serving for set one is Mally Carwile. Carwile in the back row. Cade will save it to Foster. Now Moss swinging away. Moffitt will play that one up but can't get to it. So Upperman stays alive here in set one. 24-22. You must win by 2 as Bailey West going to check back in. She'll replace Cora Bass. West coming in to play in the front row. Carwile to Webb. Webb now to Hughes. Taps over the block, but Foster is there. West going to set Foster. Swinging away. Blocked by Hughes. Dug by Dobbs, but out of bounds, and Livingston wins it. Lady Wildcats win set 1, 25-22 to take a 1-0 lead. We'll take this break. We'll come back for set 2 in just a moment.
Hello, friends. Josh Ford with Puckett's Furniture since 1954. As you know, Puckett's has been in continuous operation for over 68 years, selling high-end quality brands to thousands of families throughout Middle Tennessee. Did you know we have a low price guarantee? If within 30 days of your purchase, you find the same item advertised for less under like terms and conditions, Puckett's will refund you the difference plus 10% of the difference. That is our commitment to you. Puckett's Furniture since 1954. Come on down!
Set 1, 25-22 over Upperman, and both teams making some big plays, Allie, in that first game.
Yes, this has been a really exciting game. I feel like both sides are playing really gritty and very aggressive. There's hits coming from both sides almost every play.
And I like the defense, the way these teams have played defense, the blocks, the net on both sides, and the digs in the back row. That defense just is hard work, and that's what both of them have been able to do.
And that's arguably the most important part of volleyball because you can't have any offense without defense.
Exactly. And both these teams are veteran teams. Livingston has, 5 seniors? Upperman has, let's see, must be say that them not have any. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4 seniors. So both these teams, veteran leadership, and that says a whole lot. You talked about the experience of Cade and all of those that are out there, and that just they've been through these wars. They know what it's like when Livingston and Upperman get together.
Yeah, and a lot of these girls who are juniors and seniors have been playing since freshman, sophomore year, and that makes such a huge difference to have that type of experience on the floor in varsity games.
For Upperman, they're going to send Randolph back out there. Moss is out there. Foster. Also West, Stevens, and Cade for the Lady Bees, but West going to leave quickly as Bass ready to check in. I don't really understand that, how you have to start the game and then the libero check in.
It's
just a rule.
Harder to explain than
it's just a rule.
It's just a rule.
Webb.
Half of the rules of libero are just rules.
Webb, Mosley, Jenkins, Garrett, Carwile, and Hughes out there for Livingston, as Moffitt ready to check in for Hughes to play in the back row. They'll let her get in. They've already let Bass get on the floor on the other side. Livingston, another big game coming up on Thursday night. We'll be back here for a district matchup with Cumberland County on Thursday night. That one's set to begin with the JV game at 5. Varsity set to begin at around 6 on Thursday. Upperman to serve in this second one. Shelby Randolph to get it started here for the Lady Bees. Deep back row. Garrett can't control that one. The point's going to go to Upperman to get them started the same way they did set 1. They led 4-0 before Livingston was able to battle back. Randolph serving again. Back row Garrett again. Good pass this time to Webb. Set in the middle to Jenkins. Has to reach back. Diving effort by Stevens. Randolph outside Cade, and she hammers it down.
It's a big swing by Cade.
over the top of the block that time. When you can get above the blocker, there's just not much the defense can do.
Oh, just be where you need to be and hope it hits you.
Randolph to serve now for the Lady Bees. Once again, as they started on the Randolph serve, and that one is going to be out. Just misses outside as Garrett. Good decision there to let that one go out of bounds to get the point for Livingston, get the serve back for the Lady Wildcats. The first serve of this set 2 as Kinley Webb to serve now for Livingston Academy. Webb deep in the back row to Bass. Randolph, better pass to Cade, taps over the block, but Moffitt is there. Webb sets Copeland. Copeland over the top. That one's dug by Moss. Randolph back set Stevens, hits it into the top of the net, trying to cut it down the line or down the net to bring it around that block, just couldn't do so. Is that one of the toughest hits to make when you try to cut it just that close to the net?
Especially when you're dodging big blocks like we have over there with Jenkins and Mosley.
Webb now to serve, trying to give Livingston their first lead of set 2. Webb in the back row, just out. Sail just about a foot too long off the serve of Kinley, and Upperman moves back in front. Caitlin Foster checking back in for the Lady Bees. She'll come in replacing, who is that? That is West that sat down. Bass. Moffitt pops this one up to Webb. Carwile hitting the back row, and that one just misses long.
Hard time getting behind that set.
What are the rules for it? In the back row? You can't come over that line there.
You have to start your jump from behind the line. You can land in front, but you have to start from behind.
Webb sets Mosley outside over the top of the block. Bass
Great
is there to
dig
dig
by Bass.
Randolph now to Cade. That one's blocked, but blocked out of bounds. Cade getting a little smarter now, using that block to her advantage, just able to pound it off and go out of bounds with it. Bass now to serve once again. To Copeland. Now to Webb with the bump set. Outside Mosley over the top of the block and down. Halley with a good decision for the point for the Lady Wildcats.
Very smart decision by Mosley to just tip that off the hands of that big block over on the other side.
Just drop it down. That's got to be a bad feeling. You're up there blocking and you see that just going over, knowing there's absolutely nothing you can do with that one.
Yes.
Daly to serve. Back row Bass. Randolph close to the net. Sets Stevens in the middle. She tries to dink it, but hits it out of bounds for the point for Livingston. A little power dink where you can actually almost catch it and then change directions. That used to be illegal not too long ago.
Still a really fine line. I thought that was closer to a throw than a dink, but there was no call on it.
Randolph pops it up in the air, and Moss going to hit it into the net for the point for Livingston, tie the game at 5 apiece.
Looked like a little miscommunication between Bass and Moss over there.
Daly trying to keep this one going here for Livingston Academy. Matea in the back row, Bass. Outside Foster, dug by Dishman for Livingston. Webb giving it back to Dishman, and she pounds it down. Reward her for the dig. Webb went right back to Laney, and Laney, no block there, and nothing to do but hit it straight into the hardwood.
It was beautiful all around. It was a great dig by Dishman. Perfect set and a perfect hit.
Daly to serve once again. Back row, Cade. Now to Randolph. Back to Cade. Nothing to do with that one. She shoots it long. Just that pass, there was nowhere that she could really do anything with it, and tried to take it deep in the back row, just shot it long.
Sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and send a free ball over.
Daly, back row Bass, backing her up. Randolph with the bump set outside. Foster swinging away. Blocked there by Livingston, tapped across by Copeland, then tapped out of bounds by Moss. I think they wanted to catch there.
Very good heads-up play right there. He's real close to catch.
I think Upperman wanted one and may have even stopped playing a little bit, but don't stop until the whistle blows.
Never stop, especially with one judge out here.
Daly serving once again. Back row Bass. Now to Randolph. Back set Cade. Oh, good cut there. Copeland digs it out of bounds. That's one of those I thought she could do nothing with, but she finds a positive out of it.
Yeah, that was a very impressive. She went way out there and had to go almost completely across to even get it in.
Lila Cade to serve. Now for the Bees, she is dangerous on the serve just as well as everywhere else. High toss, deep serve, out of bounds. Missed that one wide, tapped her chest, says my bad, and the point goes to Livingston Academy. Chloe Jenkins to serve the Lady Wildcats. Mia Hughes coming back in for Livingston as she replaces Sydney Moffitt. Jenkins just over the net. Moss will take it back across and out of bounds. I think they were a little surprised by that serve by Jenkins.
It was a really good serve by Jenkins. Had a lot of power, but it still came up a little short. Very hard to cover.
Jenkins, the serve again. Sophomore, played by Foster. Randolph will set Stevens. Stevens taps over the top. That's off of Jenkins. Can Webb get to it? She can't run it down, and the point going to go to Upperman. Went across in two that time, the Lady Bees, just trying to catch Livingston off guard, and it worked for them to get the point. And now Kaylin Stevens to serve. Goes to Webb in the back row. Moffitt with the bump set outside to Dishman over the top of the block, but too long for the
I think
point.
I saw a tip on that.
That's what he's calling too. You got it. He's trying to tell the official that, and he does. You called
It's hard
it.
to tell from up here, but the easiest sign is a change of rotation on the ball, and I just think it slowed it down a little bit.
And the line judge agreed with you there. And the point goes to Livingston. The serve to J.C. Garrett. Garrett to Moss through her hands and down for the ace for Livingston Academy. That spin on that one just ate up Moss there and got the point for the Lady Wildcats.
Upperman's looking a little rattled with their serve receiver right now, which is rare.
Garrett. And that serve played by Bass. Foster, back set Moss, swinging away. Popped up by Hughes, played by Daly, but she can't make the pass to anyone to be able to take it across. But Mia Hughes is playing well on that front line tonight against these Upperman Lady Bees.
Yes, Moss just got up there, and they're a little faster than Hughes, or she would have maybe had a clean block on that.
Foster catches the net. Webb will just have to take it across on a free ball. Foster. Back set to Dobbs, swinging away and hits it out of bounds. Taya Dobbs hitting that one out of bounds. Again, trying to cut down the net down through that tough angle and just took it long.
She's really trying to dodge our block. It's mostly covering line, and that set was a little far out.
Mally Carwile to serve for Livingston. Back row played by McElhaney back in there. And now a catch going to be called on the set by Foster. Double contact there by the Lady Bees will put Livingston out by 6. Now, no, they're going to call. It is on Upperman. I thought it was. And the timeout going to be taken by Livingston Academy. You're watching Snow Shack Livingston.
Hey guys, this is Jason coming to you from Frontier Chevrolet in Livingston, Tennessee, 2350 Cookeville Highway under new management. That is correct. Under new management here at Frontier Chevrolet. Guys, I want to let you guys know about all the vehicles that we have on the lot right now. We have a big super savings event going on. And if you haven't noticed, we're giving back to the community. We had a turkey giveaway here on Thanksgiving. Be looking forward again coming around Christmas time. We believe it's going back and helping the community a lot. So we want you guys to make sure you like and share the post. That way everybody gets the opportunity to come up here and get a gift at no cost at all to you.
Back after the timeout, Livingston Academy to serve once again with Mally Carwile stepping out to serve for the Lady Wildcats. As the official trying to get
One of the coaches
the
down.
attention of the Upperman coach. They've got 6 out there. I guess they're happy with whatever's going on. Carwile to Moss. West will play it. Foster taps it across. Mosley to Webb. Back to Mosley, right at the net. Over the top. Did it stay in? It did not. Couldn't see it blocked out by the player there, but the judge on the line judge on the far side called it out, and the point goes to Upperman. Leah Moss to serve here. Back row, Moffitt to Webb. Outside Mosley, right at the net. That one is in bounds, and that one's down in front of the diving Foster there for the point for Livingston Academy.
Very smart play by Mosley. She's a little close to the net, and that's about all she could do with it, but it's great placement.
Moffitt to serve. Livingston with the 6-point lead, now 15-9 here in set 2. They won set 1, 25-22. McElhaney to Foster. Outside Cade. That's off the block. Popped up by Jenkins. Played now by Webb. Garrett will take it across. West almost blocked it there at the net. Moss now off of Jenkins. Played up by Carwile. Outside now to Mosley. Dug by Moss. And now a catch going to be called on Upperman. Catch on the Lady Bees. They're a little frustrated by that call. Coach Cook not happy with it either, but Livingston takes the 7-point lead, 16-9.
It wasn't a terrible two hands, but in a game like this, you've got to call it.
Moffitt to serve once again. Back row, McElhaney is there. New player out there is that one dug by Moffitt. Webb goes across in 2. That new player got to it. Mosley got away with 2 hits there. No, she didn't. He caught her there. There's no blocker there to hit that one. New player out there for Upperman is number 11, and we don't have an 11 on the roster they gave us. Sub coming in.
I'm not sure what. Thought he was calling the overhand hit on Moffitt.
I think
maybe they played it back to Kinley.
2 on Mosley. She hit into the net, then when it come off the net, she hit it again. So serving here is Shelby Randolph. There was no blocker there to hit it. That one goes directly into the net, so Livingston quickly gets it right back. Back to a 7-point advantage for the Lady Wildcats as Garrett's going to sit down. Copeland will come in replacing her. Webb to serve now for Livingston. Webb. That one's into the net, though, for the point for the Lady Bees. Bass to serve. Before she does, though, West going to sit down. Foster will come back in replacing her. Upperman uses a lot of players as well. Bass will jump serve. Played by Webb. Moffitt going to get to it. She'll set Mosley off the net. That's off the block and down. So Mosley going, she's the last couple of times she went with the little dink. That time goes Power to play it off the block.
Yes, I'm not sure they were fully expecting that, but she hit that hard off that block.
Point for the Lady Wildcats to put them out again by 7, 18-11 as Daly to serve here for Livingston Academy. Daly, deep serve. Moss is there. Dobbs will save it. Stevens, free ball for Moffitt. Webb right at the net. Back set, Copeland swinging away. Dug by Bass in the back row. Randolph now to Stevens. Stevens to Daly. Dishman will save it right at the umpire's chair. And there you go. They get it across. Great play by Dishman and Moffitt. Now a catch going to be called on Upperman. Oh, baby. How did she save that one, Allie? That was right at the post where he's standing on. Somehow Lainey Dishman got to it.
Yeah, I'm not sure how she got that other than pure hustle and luck.
And that's a good combination, those two together.
It is.
Daly to serve for the Lady Wildcats. To Moss. Randolph outside. Moss steps up to take it and pounds it down. I think she was going to Foster, but Moss just said, I'm going to hit it from the back row.
That was very aggressive by Moss.
19-12. Back to 7 after that point by the Lady Bees. Livingston in front with Cade to serve here. Jump serve by Cade into the net. Couple of service errors in this match for Cade, and you don't see that too much.
No, it's very rare, and it's a very tough serve to get up. So that's kind of a weight off your shoulders when you see that ball hit the net.
Jenkins to serve again for the Lady Wildcats. Back row to Bass. That one off her knuckles a little bit. They'll take it across to Dishman. She pounds it off the block. Laney just realized at the last second, hey, I've got a shot to hit this one, and she pounds it down into the middle of the floor. Jenkins to serve once again. Chloe, back row to Bass. That's on top of the net for Hughes. Dug by Upperman. Played up by Stevens. Here's a swing by Moss, but hits it out of bounds. Again, that front row, both sides playing pretty well at the net, but Livingston gets the point out of it to go ahead 22-12, and a timeout called by Upperman. Livingston won set 1, 25-22, but they are rolling here in this one, 22-12, as they have extended the lead to 10. And it's not just
Chevrolet in Livingston, Tennessee, 23-50.
Hello, friends. Josh Ford with Puckett's Furniture since 1954. As you know, Puckett's has been in continuous operation for over 68 years, selling high-end quality brands to thousands of families throughout Middle Tennessee. Did you know we have a low price guarantee? If within 30 days of your purchase, you find the same item advertised for less under like terms and conditions, Puckett's will refund you the difference plus 10% of the difference.
Can give you, and all of a sudden you're free and you're ready to go.
Jenkins to serve once again. Bass to Randolph. Randolph outside Stevens, taps it over the top of the block and down, and that, you have to know, that came from Coach Barbie Cook. She said, take what they give you is what I'm thinking, she said in that, and that's just that little tap over the top of the block that time. Dobbs coming back in, replacing Randolph. Stevens, back row to Webb. Moffitt will come and get it. She'll set Dishman swinging away, but misses long. Dishman, that went long on her as she expected the block, I think, that time, and it really wasn't there. Stevens to serve. Webb to Moffitt. Sets Copeland behind her. Taps it back row to Bass. That's close to the net. Too close, but Foster will save it to Dobbs. Moffitt now to Webb. Back set, shoot set to Copeland. Copeland will play it back across. Moss will play it across. Copeland pops it up to Webb. Now Hughes hitting over the top of the block. Good dig by Stevens. Foster to Bass. Free ball for Livingston. That's a good tap as Hughes gets to it. Webb, good set to Dishman. That's off the block of Foster and down. Oh my goodness. This is fun. This is just fun volleyball.
There's lots of scrambling going on and lots of getting on the floor. Everybody's getting involved, and it's just exciting to see. And with a crowd like this tonight,
kind of feels like a tournament game, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It feels like we're deep in the season.
McElhaney to Foster, outside Moss, little power dink dug by Dishman. Webb back to Dishman, off the block. Bass is there. It's right back at the net. Played up. Foster will take it across to Moffitt. Webb at the net. Will bump it across in two. Cade now to Foster. Bump set outside. Moss will take it. Dug back row by Daly. That touches the roof. Hughes will pop it up. Can Moffitt save it? She cannot. There, that roof came into play. And
that little touch by the roof changed that ball so much and put us completely out of position.
Cuts the lead back to 8 at 23-15. Foster to serve. Trying to get the Bees closer. Back row, that's off Daly. And the point for Upperman on the ace. We talk about a ball that drops. That one from Foster just started rising that time.
Yeah, she might have moved. It might have kept going.
That one goes in the net, though, as Foster may have thought the same thing. If I hit it the same way, it may go long, and that stops that. So again, we'll find out who 11 is between games, as he's not on the roster that I can find. I've been known to miss him, but there's no 11 on there. That gives Livingston a chance at set point here at 24-16. Kind of snuck up on me, that set point did. Carwile, jump serve into the net, so Upperman stays alive in the set. And Mia Moss to serve with Lady Bees. Trying to keep them in it. Livingston can win this set on the defensive side. Moss, back row, Moffitt to Webb. Webb to Mosley, taps it off the block and down for the point for Livingston. And the Lady Wildcats win set 2, 25-17. We'll take this break and we'll be back and we'll have more from this matchup in just a moment. Livingston takes a 2-0 lead over Upperman. And Allie, we were just talking about the timeouts there. 3 minutes is a pretty long time between the sets and these. What actually goes on in the timeouts during these volleyball matches?
So it seems a little silly, but most of the time in these 3-minute timeouts or in-betweens, you've got to kind of loosen up, give yourself a chance to calm down, get those nerves out, that adrenaline, just calm back down and get settled and ready for this next match.
We did find out number 11 is Haley Erickson. She'd been wearing number 15, is now 11 for the Lady Bees. So Livingston a 2-0 lead. Upperman, their back's kind of to the wall right now. They've got to win 3 in a row to take this match from Livingston Academy. Lady Wildcats, it's Kinley Webb, Mia Hughes, Mally Carwile, Cora Copeland, Hallie Mosley, and Chloe Jenkins for the Lady Wildcats. Sydney Moffitt to come in just a moment. For Upperman, it is Kaylin Stevens, Bailey West, Lila Cade, Mia Moss. Also out there is Shelby Randolph and Caitlin Foster, but Cora Bass will come in for Foster in just a moment. Livingston, the first set was close, a 3-point difference. That second one, Livingston got on a roll there mid-set and just took a 10-point lead at one time and just never looked back.
We're going to have to really watch out this game. With this 2-game lead coming up ahead of us, you feel great, but you start to get a little comfortable, and with a team like Upperman, you don't have any time to feel comfortable.
Oh, yeah, you got to close it out now is what the focus is here, as Kinley Webb to serve for the Lady Wildcats. Barry trying to bank some in over there during this timeout as he gets that one. Now Moffitt on the floor. Well, Barry made CNN one day with a bank shot.
Yes, that's actually one of my favorite clips.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? I said, you did great. Me and you on CNN, buddy. How else could we do that? Legally. That's the key. Webb to serve now to get set 3 started. Here is, she'll put this one in play to get this one underway. Deep back row to Moss. Randolph sets outside to Cade, but didn't call the catch on that set. And Upperman, they've had that call go against them several times tonight, and it's just settling so deep in the hands, I think, is what's causing that call.
Yeah, there's a lot of rotation on the ball, and you just can't miss that call.
Webb to serve once again for Livingston. Kinley. Back row to Moss. Randolph. Outside to Cade. Off the block and down for Upperman. Copeland and Jenkins there trying to block her. Hands a little bent back that time, and Cade used that to her advantage.
They got a good piece of it off the block. There just wasn't anybody covering short to help get it up.
Randolph serving here. That one goes right in the net. So service error there for the Lady Bees to give the serve back to Livingston as Daly and Dishman come back in. Mosley and Carwile will sit down. Daly to serve. Matea deep in the back row to Bass. Had her backing up, able to play that one pretty well. Cade swinging away, but hits it out of bounds.
A great swing by her, trying to dodge the block, just couldn't keep it in.
They made a couple of pretty good plays to get that set because Bass having to back up, then Randolph having to move to make the set. Just good fundamentals there until the hit. Bass pops this one up to Randolph. Outside Stevens, close to the net and down. How tough is that on this left side, being able to hit that close to the net to stay out of it?
It is very tough, and it's even tougher for us to cover that sharp cross-court hit.
Point for Upperman, cuts the lead back to 1 at 3-2 here tonight as Cora Bass to serve once again. Bass with the jump serve, played back row by Webb. Moffitt bump set outside to Copeland, the left-hander, dug by Randolph. Bass sets Moss in the back row, that's off the block, but Daly is there. Webb now to Moffitt, hitting back row, dug by Bass. Randolph back set Stevens, falling away, able to save it to Copeland on the Livingston side. Now Dishman dug by Bass in the back row. Outside Cade, and that's in her wheelhouse right there, and she pounds it down for the kill.
That was exactly the set that she was looking for, and she executed it. I mean, that was down around the three-point line.
Yeah, when you get that timing just right, there's nothing more fun on a volleyball floor than for the hitter or the setter to know that because the setter put it there where she needs it. Bass now trying to give Upperman the lead here. Webb now to Moffitt. Back set to Dishman. That's off the block, and they say they didn't get the block. Just off the net for the point for Upperman. Talked about how tough it is with one ref. That's a tough call to make with just one ref.
Yeah, that is a tough call.
Bass. Not saying it was wrong, but I'd say just a tough call, and that's an ace there for Bass. For a Bass with a good serve just off the top of the net. Upperman, little life here in this match as they take a 2-point lead, 5-3. Bass, back row, out of bounds. Service error will change momentum quickly as Hughes comes back in replacing Moffitt. And Livingston cuts the lead back to 1, and Chloe Jenkins to serve for the Lady Wildcats. Jenkins, that's up in the middle of the floor to serve. Bass can't handle that one. Randolph will save it, and Cade will take it across in the back row to Daly. Now to Webb, back set Copeland, has to use her right hand, punches across. Foster pops it up to Cade, dug by Jenkins. Copeland then going to be called for the catch. That's a pretty dig by Jenkins. That little pancake dig there, diving to the floor to keep that one alive.
Yes, that was really pretty. Just came at Copeland so fast, there wasn't much more she could do with it.
Cade to serve once again for the Lady Bees. That jump serve, back row. Webb takes it right across to Foster. Now to Stevens, pushes across to Moffitt. Webb, back set to Copeland, blocked and down. Moss and Foster there. Going back to that play by Foster, how about the way she popped that up with the heel of her hand? You don't see that too much, but that was a
very
smart
play. Just kind of keep it in play. Put it up exactly where that setter needed it.
Cade to serve once again, trying to extend this lead, but it doesn't go across. Break right there for Livingston as that net kicked it back to the Upperman side, and J.C. Garrett going to replace Cora Copeland to come in to serve. Garrett, deep serve in the back row. Bass will play it. That's a tough pass. They can't get to it. Randolph in the back row in the back corner. It's a long way for her to go get that one, isn't it?
Yeah, they're kind of hiding her from receiving this serve so she can get the second hit, but it was nearly impossible in that one, and nobody came to help her out.
Garrett with another good serve. The ace from J.C. Garrett. Little spin there on that one to the front row. Tough to drop that in on the front row, but Garrett able to do so.
She's got a very good serve.
Sophomore for the Lady Wildcat. J.C. back row and long. They tied it up on her serve, but now with that service error, Upperman will move back in front by 1 here in set 3. Dobbs going to come back in, replacing Randolph. Stevens to serve for the Lady Bees. Back row to Moffitt. Now to Webb. Webb outside Dishman. That's right at the net. Dishman pops it up, but pops it out of bounds. Tried to push it through the block and just got it too low. The blocker's able to get up and get it with Foster at over 6 feet, able to get up and block that.
Yes, that's a huge block over there.
Yeah. Stevens down the line. Moffitt will play it to Foster. Moffitt there for Livingston. Webb will pop it up in the air. Moffitt will push it across to Moss. Foster now to set. Back set to Dobbs. That's over the block and down by Taya Dobbs for Upperman. Good decision there, and Livingston wants a timeout. Lady Wildcats will take it here in set 3. Upperman leads 10-7. We'll take it with them here on Overton Event. Timeout taken by Livingston as Upperman leads by 3 here in set 3. Livingston leads 2 sets to none. They won set 1 25-22, set 2 25-17. Stevens down the line. Daly is there, takes it across in one. Moss up over the top of Foster to hit that one and get the kill for the Lady Bees.
That was a crazy aggressive take. She was off the net, and she put that right back down, and Jenkins does not look happy.
Oh, Coach Jenkins calling another quick timeout here as that pass over the net and one. And Mia Moss, that's one that you talk about the block. Foster at over 6 feet, she's got to be 6'1", 6'2", but Moss, her leaping ability, she gets her hands higher than Foster.
Yeah, she gets way up there. She's very athletic.
Coach Jenkins didn't take very much of that timeout, but I think she got her point across during that less than 30 seconds that she was out there with them. And now Stevens to serve for Upperman as they've taken a 4-point lead here in set 3. Down the line, Daly to Moffitt. Now Dishman will tap it back row and out. Trying to hit the sideline, but took it too long. And the point goes to Upperman. Lady Bees, the team fired up right now in this set 3. Stevens to Daly. Webb with a chance to set. Dishman off the block. Moffitt is there. That's right at the net. Foster will tap it down. And what have we got? A infraction against Upperman. What's it called?
I'm not sure what it's really called. We call it breaking the barrier. So if there's someone under the ball trying to set it or get it up in the air, and someone goes over the net and impairs you for possibly getting that ball, it's your point.
And Foster did that. The point goes to Livingston to get the serve back to the Lady Wildcats. Carwile in the back row to Cade. Foster sets Dobbs outside, and she hits it in, catching the sideline on a pretty touch there by Taya Dobbs to drop that one right on the out-of-bounds line.
That was a perfect spot.
Bailey West coming back in. She'll replace Cora Bass as Caitlin Foster to serve for the Lady Bees. Foster. That's a good serve. Just softly dropped it into that back corner, and a tough one to play, and it's going to be a point for Upperman.
Yeah, Malley seemed to have thought that was going out because it was far above her head, but it just dropped right in over.
Foster tries to do it again in the middle. Garrett is there. Webb outside to Mosley over the top of the block. Moss will dig her. West will take it across to Webb. Played by McElhaney. Dobbs outside now. That catches the roof and gets the point for Livingston. Trying to bump set to Moss. Just got too much air under it. Caught a rafter, and the Lady Wildcats get it back. Haley Erickson checks in for Upperman, replacing Caitlin Foster. Moffitt to serve, and a 5-point Upperman lead, 14-9. Moffitt back row to Cade. That's right at the net. Played up by Erickson. Tapped by Dobbs. Cade will take it across. Carwile is there. Webb with the bump set to Mosley, but she hits it long. Oh, that is a pretty good job by Webb getting that set. Mosley just couldn't get it down in the playing floor, but a good recovery by Kinley Webb. Moss trying to extend this 6-point lead for the Lady Bees. The back row, Carwile to Webb. Back set, Jenkins running there, and the block is there. Cade and West there to get the block for the Lady Bees.
That was a good idea by Webb and Jenkins, trying to run a slide where the middle runs behind the setter, kind of maybe get them away from the block a little bit, but just couldn't execute.
Jenkins goes back row, McElhaney. Erickson outside Cade, dug by Carwile. Moffitt will play it now to Webb. Webb deep in the back row to Moss. Erickson, that's right on top of the net, and that's a catch. That's good hustle there by the Lady Wildcats. It made things happen and gets the crowd back in it for Livingston Academy.
Sometimes those hustle plays that just turn out to work out, they make you feel better than a clean, perfect hit.
Webb to serve, trying to get Livingston back in this one. 6-point Lady B lead. Webb to Moss. Little indecision. Erickson will get it across, though. Webb will have to just take it back across. Erickson now to Moss, hitting the back row. Dug by Moffitt. Webb with the bump set outside. Mosley will bump it across Free ball here. Erickson back set to Dobbs over the top of the block. Webb with a good dig. Moffitt with the bump set to Copeland. Power dink. Dug there by McElhaney. Erickson outside to Cade. Cade off the block and down. Upperman, their offense clicking right now, and they're doing it by getting people in the spots they need them to be in, and just the rotation that they've got is working very well right now.
Yes, they've got 3 hitters up there at all times that can really swing, and they're really smart about placing the ball. And right there, Lila Cade just used our players' hands to her advantage.
Bass checking back in, as is Randolph to serve. Webb now to Moffitt. Moffitt goes back to Carwile. Played by Moss. Outside Cade. Taps it over the block, but Webb right there. Moffitt bump set. Copeland swinging away. That one's blocked, but blocked out of bounds. Power enough to pound it off the block and out of bounds, and that's the thing. If you're on the edge, you can do that.
Yes, and that block was angled just enough to where she hit it hard enough it went over her head, and she held off touching it.
Matea Daly back to serve for Livingston. Lady Wildcats trying to rally here in set 3. Daly now to Stevens. Randolph shoots that to Cade. She'll push it back row to Moffitt. Webb outside Copeland. Off the block, dug by Moss. Cade will play it back row to Daly. Webb outside Dishman. Off the block, Moffitt will play it up. Jenkins can't control that though, as it's too hot coming off the arms of Sydney Moffitt.
That was 2 great swings by Copeland, and Dishman just didn't work out.
The point goes to Upperman as they go in front 18-11 here in this best of 5. Livingston leading 2-1 over Upperman. Bass serve in the back row to Daly. Moffitt now to Webb. Free ball here. Moss to Randolph. Randolph outside to Stevens, but they'll call the catch on Randolph. Shelby Randolph, the double contact there. Jenkins to serve for Livingston. Lady Wildcats haven't been able to put a big, long run together in this set 3, but that ace right there by Jenkins might get them started.
Yeah, it's just 2 or 3 points in a row can start a run, and that's really what we need right now.
Jenkins, that one just dropped right in front of everybody in the back row. Chloe goes deep back row. Moss is there to Randolph. Outside Foster. Dug by Jenkins. Webb. That one went off her arms and out of bounds, and the point going to go to Upperman. As Moffitt comes back in, replacing Jenkins. Cade to serve. They're 6 points away from getting a win in this set, trying to force a game 4. Daly tries to make that pass to Hughes. But boy, when that one got across the net, it just dove down, and Daly just couldn't do much with it.
If you notice, Kate can do something that most people can't on their serve. She's got a top spin, and that actually causes it to dive about halfway through the serve.
I'm impressed. That's about all I can say. Another ace there for Lila Cade to extend the lead to 8 at 21-13. Cade, that one catches the net. Dishman able to get to it. To Webb. Copeland from the back row line. Now to Randolph. Back set, Stevens. And down for Kaylin Stevens. As Upperman rolling now. They're 3 points away from the set here at 22-13. You knew they wouldn't go away quietly.
No, with 2 teams like this, it's really rare to see a 3-game sweep.
Cade hits that one long, going out of bounds. J.C. Garrett coming back in for Livingston. She'll replace Cora Copeland. Garrett to serve for the Lady Wildcats. Plays this one back row to Bass. Randolph. That's Stevens. Stevens over the top of the block. Garrett pops it up. Daly gets to it. Garrett will play it across, but plays it out of bounds. A couple of players going at it there at the same time and just couldn't get control on that initial hit by Livingston Academy.
Yeah, we just seem a little bit uncomfortable right now. We're doing a lot of good things, but just nothing seems to be clicking.
Kaylin
And
Stevens
everything's clipping for them.
Kaylin Stevens trying to serve this one out as she needs 2 here to close this one out. Daly pops this one in the air to Webb. Webb bumps that to Dishman. Dishman takes it down, and that may be one of those things that Livingston's looking for to get them started.
Yes, that could definitely be the start to a good run.
Dishman just pounding that one down the middle of the floor for the point for the Lady Wildcats as Carwile the serve now for Livingston, but Upperman 2 points away from this set to try to stay alive here. Moss to Foster. Back to Moss, who taps it over and down. A smart play there by Mia Moss. There's no way to get to it to hit it as she did that little loop around the setter and then just kind of tapped it over.
Yes, it's smart by her.
Foster to serve. Bailey West checks in. Set serve here. Garrett to Webb. Now to Carwile, who hits it long, and Upperman stays alive. The Lady Bees win set 3, 25-15. It's 2-1 Livingston. We'll be back with set 4 right after this. Ready to move to set 4 as the Lady Bees battling their way back into this one, extending this to set 4. Now, if you get to 5, that one's only to 15 in this high school matchup, district matchup here tonight. So big getting that first district win, especially if you're Livingston, it's at home. This is a big night for them trying to go up 1-0 in the district at home, isn't it?
Yes. Starting off district at home is great anyway, but playing an opponent like Upperman, who's probably going to be in the 1, 2, 3 slot of the district, it'd be really big to win this.
And the district's changed a little bit. I guess I need to ask. I think Watertown's moved in. White County has moved in, I believe. So the district a little bigger now, I think. I'll have to check on that. But you know that Upperman's always going to be there. Livingston's always going to be there. Stone Memorial in the last few years has been very good. Cumberland County's getting a little better. So you just never know who is going to be the one to challenge for a district title in this, as I guess Upperman Livingston has probably won the most for the last few years, though, haven't they?
Yes.
Set 4, so Upperman to get the serve to start this one, and it'll be Shelby Randolph stepping out to serve. Back row Moffitt. Webb over her head. Will set Jenkins. Jenkins plays it back row to Moss. Randolph outside to Cade. Dug in the back row by Carwile. Garrett to Mosley over the top of the block. Popped up off the roof and down as Randolph can't control that one, but talk about that dig by Carwile. Maybe a little self-preservation.
Yes, you can see her grinning back there. That ball was coming at her very fast, and she managed to get that up and making a good pass where Kinley could make a good set.
Webb now to serve for the Lady Wildcats. She wanted to play it with the bump, but had to change the hands completely.
Yeah, it ended up a little closer to her face than she liked.
Carwile will play this one to Webb. Outside Mosley. That's off the block and out of bounds for the point for Livingston. Hallie showing a little power there to pound it off the block for the Lady Wildcats.
She's definitely got it, and most of these girls can. This has been one of the hardest hitting teams I've seen from us in a while.
Webb to serve once again. Livingston out 2-0 here in set 4. Randolph outside Stevens, but they'll call the catch on Randolph. So the point.
That has really been killer for them tonight. Both setters that they brought in have had a lot of two-hand calls on them.
Webb to serve. Happened a lot against Gordonsville last night as well with a different referee, so that may be a point of emphasis this year. Webb in the back row. Moss to Randolph. Bass will have to play it in the back row. Moffitt takes that one round top of the net, and that's easy there for West on that one round top of the net is Bailey West with the kill for the Lady Bees. That first
That's
pass.
just a freebie that you can't have happen.
Caitlin Foster back in. West will sit down. 3-1. Upperman is Bass to serve. Moffitt diving will save it to Webb. Carwile takes that one in the net. So it's 3-2 Lady Bees as they score 2 in a row here. Bass, the libero for Upperman. Jump serve there, tries to take something off of it, took too much off of it, and it catches the net for the point for Livingston. Laney Dishman, Matea Daly back in. Carwile and Mosley will sit down. Have you seen this much rotation really from a Livingston Academy team in a long time?
Not from any of the teams that I was on. I know last year we subbed quite a bit, but I still don't think this much.
Daly serves that one into the net for the point for Upperman. Cuts the lead back to 1 at 4-3 as Cade to serve now for the Lady Bees. Cade, jump serve, back row Webb. That's right on top of the net, and Foster going to take it down. Dishman will keep it alive. Daly will push it across to Moss. Back set, they go to Stevens. Stevens going to be dug by Webb, but can't get that one off the floor. Well,
that really hurts. That was a good effort. Pulling that ball out of the net like that, that's one of the hardest things that you can do, and you really want to win off of a hustle like that.
Yeah, I thought Foster had an easy one there to tap it down, but the Lady Wildcats didn't quit on it. Back row Webb can't handle that serve from Cade, and the point going to go to Upperman to move them in front now 5-4 here in set 4. Cade trying to keep her serve going. That high serve, that one goes in the net. She hasn't been able to string together a lot of serves tonight, and that's been an advantage for Livingston Academy.
Yes, it definitely has, because we're having a hard time keeping any of her serves up, and she's kind of siding herself out.
Chloe Jenkins to serve now for the Lady Wildcats. Jenkins in the back row. Bass pops that one straight up to Cade. Moss will take it across, back row to Jenkins. Webb, back set Copeland. That one's going to be blocked down by Foster and Moss. That combination has been deadly tonight, and they get the block again on Copeland.
She's been struggling a little more to get as many hits as she was in the very beginning. I don't know if they've read her and she's having a hard time adjusting. I can't tell.
Webb to Moffitt. Moffitt going to set Dishman. Laney over the top to Bass in the back row. Foster bump set to Bass. She'll tap it over. Webb diving to get to it. Moffitt, that's a pretty set to Dishman. Going to be dug by Stevens. Outside Foster will set Moss, and she hits it in the net. That's a couple of times that Moffitt has done that over the head set, and that was a pretty one right there.
Yes, you can definitely tell she knows where she's at on the floor, and she does a great job at placing her bump sets.
Garrett coming back into serve. 6-6 here in set 4. JC with the jump serve. Back row, Cade. Now to Foster. Bass plays it back row. Daly will play that one. Can Moffitt get to it? She will. And Webb will take it across. Bass will have to dive to save it. Foster sets Cade in the back row, and she'll hammer it down. Good hustle there by Livingston, but Lila Cade with the finish there for the Lady Bees. Bailey West coming back in for Upperman. Caitlin Foster to serve. To Moffitt. Out of Webb. Quick set to Hughes. Tapped across. Foster able to dig it. But then Dobbs can't control it. And you talk about the spin on a serve. Have you noticed Caitlin Foster's serve? No rotation.
Yeah, so most of the time when you don't see a rotation, they float. And that can work in your favor, and it also can't. They're hard to read, but a lot of times they just keep going.
That's kind of what she's done. It's either been a good serve or just floating on out of bounds, isn't it?
Yes.
Mally Carwile to serve now for Livingston. Trying to give the Lady Wildcats a lead here. That serve played by McElhaney. Now to Erickson. They tap it across, but out of bounds by the Lady Bees to move Livingston in front by 1 here in set 4. Carwile serving once again. Jump serve. Played by Cade right on top of the net. Mosley couldn't get to it. And it'll be a point for Upperman.
Sometimes when they see that ball coming over the net like that, you're just waiting and waiting, and it's hard to hold off, and I think that's what happened to her. She just jumped a little early.
So that ties it back up at 8 apiece, as it will be Moss to serve. To Moffitt. Webb on the set. Mosley going right back to her. Moss digs it in the back row. Erickson in the middle west. Taps across, but there's Moffitt. Webb back to Mosley. This one's going to be hit long and out of bounds for the point for Upperman to move them in front again. 9-8. Back to those long rallies, it seems like, in this set 4. Mia Moss serving back row to Garrett. Webb. Quick set to Hughes, and she's blocked by West. Bailey West coming up big, the sophomore, playing well on the front row defensively in this match for the Lady Bees.
Just seems like we're having a hard time getting it across right now. We need a point to go in our favor.
Webb. Back row to Carwile. Moss, that's off the roof and down. Sometimes you need a little break, and that may be it right there.
Yes.
Cuts the lead to 1 at 10-9. Moffitt to serve for the Lady Wildcats. Sydney, jump serve. Good serve. Cade will play it nicely, though. Erickson going back to Cade. Dug by Moffitt. Now to Webb. Bumps that Mosley. Mosley pounds it down. Hallie, she needed that to get her fired back up. Able to go around the block and get the kill for the Lady Wildcats.
That goes credit to Sydney Moffitt right there with that great pass off of Lila Cade's hit. She just was in the perfect spot, and it was a perfect pass, which led to Hallie Mosley's perfect hit.
Moffitt trying to give Livingston the lead on her serve here. Back row. They can't chase it down. Going to be an ace for Livingston Academy as Moss can't control it. Might have played one out of bounds, but too close to take there for Mia Moss. That Moffitt serve, and she moves all the way to the far side to serve. She's almost out of bounds on her serve. Moss again with a tough pass. Erickson will get to it, and there's a good dig by Garrett. Carwile will pop it up. Moffitt's going to take it across. What an effort by Livingston. Erickson outside Cade, and Cade will hit it out. Oh, she caught the line. Did she?
I couldn't see it from here, but line judge on this side's calling it.
Called it in. I was waiting to see. I didn't see the signal. I know Coach Cook was calling it in.
That's such a dagger right there after the hustle play. But she really knows how to finish a run like that.
Shelby Randolph to serve. To Moffitt. Webb. Back set Jenkins. She'll swing away. And a point for Livingston. Jenkins taking it off the block of Cade for the point for the Lady Wildcats, and a good job avoiding the net by Chloe Jenkins. Lady Wildcats back in front by 1, 12-11, as Webb to serve now for Livingston, trying to extend the lead here in set 4. Webb, back row, Moss. She was a little handcuffed that time on that rise serve by Kinley Webb.
You can kind of see the discomfort right now in the passing in the back row on Upperman's side.
Well, you only have a split second when that ball changes to be able to change. That's so hard to do.
Yes, it is. It's all about confidence and heading towards the ball before the ball really gets to you.
Webb serves that one into the net. Point for Upperman to get them back to within one at 13-12, and Cora Bass stepping out the serve. She's been pretty good on her serve tonight. Bass in the back row to Webb. Moffitt with the bump set to Copeland. Over the top of the block, but Moss is there. Randolph to Foster, swinging away, dug by Moffitt, and then nobody got there.
That was a great dig by Moffitt, just getting it up like that, and a miscommunication like that, it just hurts.
Livingston's Moffitt playing well in the back row right now, doing some good things. That ties it at 13. Bass trying to move them in front. Moffitt, another good pass to Webb. Back set Copeland over the top of the block and out.
There was definitely a touch on that. There was definitely a touch.
That's what Coach Jenkins is asking. She's not getting a call. Players wanted it.
That's really hard for him to call if your line judges aren't calling it and he has no one on the floor to help. He can't really overturn it.
14-13, Upperman goes in front. Now the rivalry heating up a little bit. Back row Moffitt to Webb. Webb to Mosley. Over the top of the block, Bass almost threw that one. Cade swinging away, blocked up by Jenkins, but hits the roof and comes right back down. Cade hitting it hard enough to play it off the rafter to get the point for the Lady Bees. Bass to serve again. Goes to Carlisle. That's right on top of the net, and Foster is there to tap it down.
She's over. She broke the barrier again.
Same thing that's happened a couple of times. As it's going to be a point for Livingston Academy, and you get the same signal. Upperman didn't realize that. So how close Jenkins was right there. How close do you have to be before you can do that?
You really just have to have a play on the ball. If it seems like you could get it and she's going over and technically ruin your chance at it, then you can call it.
Daly to serve for Livingston. Moss with the pass to Randolph. Bump set, back row to Moss. Blocked by Jenkins. Roof by Chloe to tie it at 15.
Those are some of my favorite blocks right there because coming from a back row, Jenkins is having to move so far with the ball to be able to get a clean block like that.
Daly the serve. That one going to be long on the serve. Just kept riding out on her as it just kept rising, going to the back line. The point going to go to Upperman to move them back in front by one. Cade to serve here. That high toss, that deep serve, long and out of bounds. So back-to-back service errors by each team sees the score stay tied at 16-16.
That's a big relief to us right there because she put a lot of points on us in the beginning of this game.
Jenkins to serve. Back row, Cade will play it. Randolph with the pass now to Moss. Moss will hit it long and out of bounds. No block there. Mia just got a little too much air under that one to carry it over the end line. Jenkins moving right to the net there, the basketball goal, and that one's going to sail long. Neither team able to put together a run right now.
No, he's just can't seem to keep it in the lines right now.
17-17 as Kaylin Stevens to serve for the Lady Bees. And that one catches the net. Unforced error there will give Livingston the lead and give the Lady Wildcats the serve again as J.C. Garrett to come in to serve for Livingston. Jump serve by Garrett goes into the net.
That's put points quickly on the board.
It's 18-18 now here in set 4. You got to win by 2. So somewhere down the line, somebody's going to have to put together at least 2 as Foster plays that one back row to Daly. Moffitt will save that one. Hughes trying to tap it across backhanded, couldn't do so. And the point will go to Upperman. So the Lady Bees move back in front by 1. Foster Daly can't handle that one. And they do take a 2-point lead here in this set. Livingston won set 1, 25-22. Won set 2, 25-17. Upperman won set 3, 25-15. Back row Daly. Good pass this time to Webb. She'll set Dishman over the top of the block, but McElhaney will dig her. Foster, back row, Cade to hit. Dug by Garrett, right back across. Foster diving effort. Dobbs will save it. McElhaney will take it across to Moffitt. Webb, outside Dishman. Cuts it on the line for the point for the Lady Wildcats with the kill for Laney Dishman.
Such a great end to a run like that. Both sides going crazy, hustling for the ball. We just put it together.
She's falling down when she hits that one, still able to get the power on it and get it on the end line to get the point for the Lady Wildcats and cut the lead back to 1 at 20-19. Carwile to serve, trying to tie it up. Back row played by McElhaney, and Erickson can't get to it, and Livingston does tie it at 20. Carlisle to serve again. Malley, back row, Moss able to play that one up. Erickson, free ball for Livingston as Dobbs takes it back row to Moffitt. Webb going to set Mosley outside, taps over the block. Good effort by Erickson. Now West will play it up. Upperman takes it across to Moffitt. Webb back to Mosley. No chance to hit. Dobbs with the save to West. Back to Dobbs, and they're going to call the double contact there on Bailey West. So
That's just really putting a damper on Upperman. Those 2 hit calls.
Livingston moves in front by 1, 21-20. Carwile, back row, McElhaney to Erickson. Back set. Oh, there's a catch again. How many has that been tonight? That's got to be.
There's a lot. And they've all been 2 hit calls, so.
Timeout taken by Upperman. They'll call it here in set 4. Livingston's taking a 2-point lead, 22-20. Back to Livingston Academy on the Snow Shack Livingston Academy volleyball.
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
Protecting the newest Overton County residents. Livingston Regional, named one of the state's best award winners for its work at reducing infant mortality. The BEST Award focuses on the importance of breastfeeding, early elective delivery reduction, and safe sleep for Tennessee babies.
Quality care close to home. Livingston Regional Hospital.
Leading 22-20. Mally Carwile trying to give the Lady Wildcats a 3-point advantage on this serve. It's been a long time since there's been a 3-point separation. Back row McElhaney to Erickson to Dobbs. Dug by Moffitt. Webb will play it. Moffitt will take it across. Dobbs with the bump pass to Erickson. They go outside to Moss, swinging away. Dug one-handed by Carwile. Mosley to Moffitt. Goes across to Erickson. Dobbs now. Back to Erickson. Free ball for Livingston. Diving effort by Webb. Hughes is blocked. And it's down. Bailey West with the block for Upperman.
We did everything right there, going after every ball. 2 amazing digs from Moffitt and Carwile. We just couldn't put it together.
22-21. Moss to serve and serves it in the net. Oh, you can see the frustration there on her. And she would love to have that one back because it gives Livingston the point and the serve. And they're 2 points away from the game. Well, you talked about it. Moffitt's been doing it all night, but that dig by Carwile, one-handed, diving after it, able to get to it, is the timeout taken by Upperman.
Yes, that was amazing. And right after that dig for Moffitt, it just really amps up the game. And honestly, it might have helped Upperman more because winning that point, it really gave them a lot of confidence, and then they lost it right back again with that service error.
Yeah, that's been the thing about tonight. It's just been everybody gets so high, and then just one play will pull everything right back down.
Yes, and every play matters in these types of games with 2 teams this good and honestly this equal.
Moffitt to serve here in set 4. She needs 2 here for the Lady Wildcats. Sydney, jump serve. Back row, McElhaney can't control it, And now she needs one. The ace for Sydney Moffitt. Little hog-eye clap here from the big Livingston crowd. Moffitt with the jump serve, sailed on her out of bounds. I think that's emotion right there. It's a little fired up and got a little too much on it.
That last game point serve, it just really match point. It's nerve-wracking.
Shelby Randolph to try to keep this going. She's got to get 2 to be able to do so, though. Randolph to Carwile. Webb sets Jenkins, taps it back row and misses wide. Yes, out of bounds for the point for Upperman. They avoid 1 match point there on the serve. Randolph trying to make it where they'll need 2 to win. That cut it to 1, 24-23. Livingston can still win it here on defense, as you've got to win by 2 to win. And again, the serve going to be from Shelby Randolph. Randolph, a sophomore for the Upperman Lady Bees. She played in the JV game at 5 o'clock, so she's been out on this floor for 2 hours and 38 minutes.
I bet she's starting to feel it, definitely after this second game.
I'm feeling it sitting on these bleachers for that long. You know, that she has to be. Randolph trying to keep this going here for the Lady Bees. Livingston trying to close it out here to get a stop. Randolph, toss a little behind her, gets it across to Moffitt. Webb trying to save it. Carwile will push it across on a good save for Livingston. Outside Cade will kill that one to tie it up at 24.
That's an amazing swing, and you can see the excitement on this side of the room, and that's how everybody felt when she just hit that ball, and that's really giving Upperman some hope. Now we need 2 for a score.
24-24 here in set 4. Back row, Carwile to Webb. Webb sets Mosley over the top of the block. Bass is there. Randolph sets Cade outside. She'll tap it across. Moffitt able to pull it up off the hands of Jenkins, and Webb will take it across. Outside Stevens taps over. Moffitt is there. Webb on to set Mosley outside. Blocks it out of bounds. Does Upperman. Hallie Mosley a little fired up now as she pounds that one off the block for the point for the Lady Wildcats to set up set point on the serve of Kinley Webb. Before they do, though, Coach Barbie Cook wants the timeout. She doesn't have any left. She's used all her timeouts, but by doing that, there's no penalty like there is in other sports, so it did kind of slow things down.
Yeah, it definitely gives a bit of an offset. And with Kinley coming up for this match point serve, that is nerve-wracking.
Webb to serve. Kinley with the jump serve. Back row Bass. Randolph, a bump set to Cade. Pushes back row to Carwile. Webb. Back set Copeland over the top of the block. Bass with the dig in the back row. Randolph, that's right on top of the net. Blocked by Copeland. Point, Livingston. Game, Livingston. Set, Livingston. 26-24. They win it 3-1. 3 sets to 1 to win the game over the Upperman Lady Bees. Your first broadcast with us. How fun was this?
It was very fun. This is a perfect game to start on. So much to talk about between these two teams with so much talent. It's been a lot of fun.
Livingston Academy saw Upperman come back in that set 3 to get the win, but the Lady Wildcats respond. They win set 1 25-22, win set 3 25, set 2 25-17. Upperman wins set 3 25-15, and what I like, the close ones, Livingston won, and that's the ones where the pressure is, and the Lady Wildcats come up with 2 big wins in those games.
Yes, it shows a lot of heart.
Livingston stay unbeaten. They go to 5-0 overall. They go to 1-0 in district play with the loss. Upperman evens up at 3-3 overall. They go to 0-1 in the district. Join us again on Thursday night, Livingston Academy in Cumberland County, here on Overton Events right here at Livingston Academy. That's going to wrap it up. Allie, thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
For Tyler Maxwell and Allie Qualls, this is Craig Cantrell saying good night from Livingston Academy.